Good evening and welcome in to Iowa Western Community College here in Council Bluffs. We got some non-district Class A football on the way here for you as Riverside takes on St. Albert here tonight. Ethan Hewitt here with you alongside Chad Hannon. We'll have the call of this one here for you tonight. And Chad, you got two teams coming into this one here tonight, 4-1 on the season. These two teams maybe kind of feel like they're looking in the mirror a little bit when they look at each other, both 4-1, both on 4-game win streaks. Both of them should have a fun running back matchup tonight, and both teams going to be looking to kind of maybe try to continue what's been a really strong start to the season for these two teams.
Definitely, Ethan, and as you touched on, non-district, so there's really, it's kind of a no harm, no foul type situation here, but there is a little bit at play besides pride to look just slightly ahead. Maybe this has week 2 playoff implications as to the winner would have the tiebreaker of who gets to host should these two teams get matched up. And as you said, very similar styles, physical, aggressive, A-plus running backs, two of the best running backs in Class A football. I think we're in for an absolute treat tonight.
So you mentioned these running backs here. Obviously on the Riverside side of things, you're bringing a senior in Jackson Gordon who over 1,200 rushing yards this season. He's going to be a big task for this St. Albert defense to try and slow down here tonight.
Jackson Gordon, he's just an incredible athlete, not to diminish anything of the other Bulldogs, but he's over 60% of their total offensive output, which is just unthinkable, to be honest, but that's just a testament to the work he's clearly putting in the offseason to carry the load like that and continue to have success. I'm very excited to watch Jackson Gordon play tonight.
So this Bulldogs offense has averaged 415 yards per game, and 327 of that has come on the ground per game so far this season. Both teams averaging 38 points per game as well. And then, of course, you look at the St. Albert side in that backfield. Kyler Irwin also in his senior campaign coming off an injury last year. He is impressed also for the Falcons here this year.
Yeah, I think the name of the game for the Falcons will be keeping Kyle Irwin upright and effective. I think one thing that's really changed in Kyle's game is he is a much more patient runner than he was a year ago. Mm-hmm. His feet chop as he's looking for an opportunity, and as soon as he sees it, he uses that quick burst, maybe that you've seen on a soccer field a game or two, and he's been difficult to bring down. You've also got Avery Beck, who runs the ball a little bit too. So the Falcons, not entirely one-dimensional. They've got a young quarterback, but I think it's been nice to have Kyle Irwin and Avery Beck to take the pressure off of Cale Yurkowski.
So, of course, you mentioned there Cale Yurkowski there for St. Albert at quarterback. Also Landon Schoenrock, the senior, for Riverside as well. He's thrown for around 415 yards, 6 touchdowns this season as well. We'll talk a lot about the the running backs between Gordon and Irwin, but also you look out wide. A guy like Adrian Jessen for St. Albert and Cole Jepson for Riverside also going to maybe it seems like that could be another dimension of the game that could certainly set the other team apart from the other.
It is going to be interesting to see who and when one of these teams walks away from the run a little bit and tries to air it out. Both are very capable, as you mentioned, Schoenrock. He has demonstrated he can throw the ball. Cale Yurkowski, young guy, I think they've been slow playing him a little bit, trying to get him through. But it is going to be interesting. That may be the difference. Whichever team is able to connect through the air, that may be the difference in this game.
So St. Albert, we mentioned that 4-game win streak. They're coming in with a 31-26 win over ICANN Manning, 42-21 over Logan Magnolia, also 42-14 over West Monona, and 56-24 over Westwood. And meanwhile, for Riverside, they've picked up wins this season over Mount Ayr, 44-32, 32-21 over AHSDW, 46-12 over Southwest Valley, and 60-14 over Nottoway Valley last week as well. The Bulldogs ranked number 10 in KMA state rankings, also number 7 in the KMA Land A1A 2A rankings, and St. Albert also number 10 in those KMA Land A1A 2A rankings as well. Well, should be a really fun matchup here between these two 4-1 teams squaring off here in this Class A non-district matchup here between St. Albert and Riverside. We're going to continue to get you set up here with some interviews with head coach Daryl Frayne for Riverside and also head coach Donnie Woods for St. Albert as well. So don't go away. We'll be back for kickoff coming up here at around 7 o'clock here on the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com. One coming up here on the KMA video stream here a little later this week. Here, St. Albert taking on Riverside on Friday in a non-district matchup. We're going to preview the St. Albert side of things now. Here, talking with head coach Donnie Woods. And coach, of course, a pretty fun non-district matchup coming up for you guys here on Friday. But first, take us back to last Friday, another fourth straight district win for you guys over Westwood there in that one, 54-26. Kind of give us overall just kind of the thoughts, kind of the takeaways of what you liked from your guys there in that win last week.
Yeah, guys, they played hard. I thought they executed pretty well. We were a little sloppy early on, and it was kind of just the theme of the game. And we had some drop passes, some missed assignments, and it was just, it never felt fully clean. And so that was the only thing that I really took away from it. We didn't play our best, but obviously still got a win on the road, which is huge in our district right now, and moves us to 4-0. So, but could be happier with them. They have worked so hard, over the last couple of years. A lot of these guys now are juniors, and we have a couple seniors that have been provided some great leadership. So, really happy where they are, and excited about this week.
Certainly, and obviously you guys in the run game this season have had quite a bit of success here, around 1,200 yards, averaging around 9 yards a carry as well. Kind of talk about really what's sort of been working for you guys in the run game here this season.
It all starts up front. I mean, we played a lot of these guys as freshmen and sophomore, and so and I mean, to be brutally honest, we just got our tails kicked in for 2 years, and finally, through their hard work and dedication to their weight room, and just their development, has really paved the way for a guy like Kyle Irwin, Avery Beck, and really even our pass game, keeping pressures off our quarterback. I don't know if we've given up a sack yet on the season, and so. In saying that, it really all starts up front with us. Now, we talk about the big guys up front, but our perimeter blocking has been exceptional. Those guys turn 6-yard gains into 60-yard gains, and then you tag on a talented running back, and Kyle Irwin, who's I think one of the best running backs in Class A right now. He's shifty. The first guy's not going to bring him down, and then when we need to, we plug in Avery Beck, who's a hard-nosed downhill runner. That gets the job done. So, I think it's a culmination of just a great team effort on offense, with our guys up front, perimeter blocking, and just some talented running backs that we have in our arsenal right now.
Sure. I was going to say, maybe kind of talk about Kyle Irwin a little bit more. Obviously, what he's really kind of brought to the field for you guys this season. They're kind of leading the charge there in that backfield. Well,
first and foremost, he's just a great human. He's a great leader for us, kind of soft-spoken, leads by example. He's a multi-sport athlete here. He's one of the top, soccer players in the state. And he broke his collarbone last year. I think it was week 4 of the season, and that really hindered our offense. And so he's just had a great breakout senior campaign. But you couldn't be happier for a kid who's coming back from an injury from last season, and he's just worked his tail off, not just in football, but just in life in general. He's a heck of a student. He's a great example for what student athletes should be at St. Albert Catholic, and couldn't be happier and prouder of that kid's effort this season.
Mm-hmm. Sure, and kind of talk about the defensive side of things. I guess what are maybe some of the things you guys that you've kind of liked from your guys on that side of the ball, and maybe some areas you feel like you guys could continue to improve upon a little bit.
Yeah, I think we've slowly gotten better every single week. Right out of the gate, and this is why I schedule the way I schedule. I mean, we want to pay just like when we play Riverside this week. We want to play the top teams in the state, and so we took on Tri-Center week 1, and we were pretty confident in our guys up front. But where we just lacked was just in the basics, in the fundamentals of football. We struggled tackling, and you come out of the Red Oak scrimmage, you're like, hey, we tackled pretty well. You feel pretty good about it. Then you go play Tri-Center, and you're like, we're not ready yet. And so it's been a progression from that point to become better tacklers, limit big plays. I think our scores are a little skewed sometimes just because we've had some leads and we've played some younger guys, and they've given up some big plays, but that's just part of building a program. You want those guys to get those reps. And so I've been really happy the last couple of weeks of how far we've come. We've faced some challenging offenses. Even last week against Westwood, I mean, what they do is challenging, and you've got to be very disciplined in your approach. We played IKM, they have a lot of unbalanced and gadget stuff that they run, and same thing. You have to be very, very disciplined in your approach. And so, in saying that, I just think we've made a lot of strides, and we'll need to continue to get better. And we got to get better before we play Riverside this week.
So let's turn to that matchup, obviously, as you guys gear up here for Riverside. I guess kind of talk about, obviously Jackson Gordon has been a pretty big part of their offense this year. Kind of talk a little bit what you guys are going to be kind of expecting to see there against the Bulldogs here on Friday.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jackson's going to probably cause me some sleepless nights this week. I mean, he's a heck of a player. He's a downhill. Comes from a great family, first and foremost. He's a great kid. But you watch him on film. He's downhill. He's explosive. He's fast. I think he sits right about 175, 180 pounds. It's normally when guys can get up to that speed of which he does, it's tough to tackle him. And so we got our hands full there. But it's not just him. I mean, they got multiple guys that are carrying the football. Obviously, Jackson's going to carry the bulk of it. But the quarterback's athletic. Cole Jefferson's athletic. I mean, all these guys who touch the football have some speed, have some wiggle to them, and that will be a challenge for our defense.
Sure, and then on the offensive side, I guess, what are maybe some of the keys for you guys to kind of get things going there against that Bulldogs defense?
Yeah, I think what's great about this is, everybody's headed into this matchup. You got two talented running backs on both sides. I think you got two talented offensive and defensive lines on both sides. You got some skill guys in the secondary that are doing a fantastic job. And what they kind of run defensively is very similar to what we run. And so it's just an incredible matchup when you turn on the film and you're like, okay, this one is you're looking at it and you're like, okay, I'm kind of seeing us here when you watch that opposing film. So should be a great matchup. But yeah, offensively it's the same thing. We got to win up front. We got to create some explosive plays, and if we can keep the ball out of Jackson Gordon's hand, that would be probably a great thing for us.
Certainly being talking here with St. Albert head coach Donnie Woods. Coach, hey, thank you so much for the time here today. Really appreciate it, and best of luck, of course, coming up here on Friday.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, got a fun one coming up here on the KMA video stream here on Friday as Riverside takes on St. Albert. We're going to preview the Riverside of that one here today. Here now talking with head coach Daryl Frayne. And Coach, another big matchup coming up for you guys here on Friday. But first, take us back to last week here. You guys come up with a big 60-14 win over in Ottaway Valley. Just kind of give us the thoughts, kind of the takeaways on that win for your boys here this past week.
Yeah, it's good. Anytime you get a win, it's good. We came in the game senior night, a little bit of, a lot of going on the sidelines before the game, so not really locked in and started a little slow. But once we got going, a lot of things went well. Of course, Jackson Gordon, a lot of yards, and Cole Jepson had a really, really good night for us. So excited about the win, and now, a huge non-district game coming up for us.
So you talk about that run game a little bit. This season already, you guys as a team have clipped 1,600 yards, averaging over 7 yards a carry. Just really talk about kind of what's really been working in that run game for you guys. I know Jackson Gordon, obviously a big part of that, but talk about really just in general kind of the run game, what's been clicking for you guys this season.
We kind of developed a system that we really like to do run-wise, and it creates a lot of opportunities for us when we can switch it as the game's going on, as people adjust to us. And, like you said, Jackson Gordon is pretty much our bell cow for us. We give him the ball majority of the time and does a really good job. And in the last few games, we've got some good runs out of Cole Jepson, Landon Schoenrock, Peyton Amdor have all added on, which, when they have to key some of those other things, it even opens up the holes even bigger for Jackson. So, we rely on the run, and we've done a good job so far. So hopefully we can keep doing this.
So kind of talk about some of those guys up front. Obviously, I know Jackson's got a lot of attention, over 1,200 yards for him. But who have been some of those guys up front that have kind of been creating those holes and opening up some room for there in that running game?
Yeah, it's been our offensive line has done a really good job for us. Wyatt Bell and Gavin Hackett are pretty much our two
defensive side of the ball for you guys.
Yeah, defensively, we've just done a lot better, flying around, getting to it. A lot of the same guys I've just mentioned are all on the field for defense for us also. And, they all do a really good job. The biggest thing we just sell to them, if you mess up, just do it 100 mile an hour and just fly to the ball and they create chaos. And, last few games we had a couple breakdowns on the pass, but other than that, we've done a really good job. So hopefully we can fix the pass set defense for us a little bit and have a successful rest of the season defensively.
Certainly, and I know you mentioned some of those seniors you guys have on that defensive side, Wyatt Bell, Landon Schoenrock. I guess talk about that group, I guess kind of really what they've been able to bring for you guys. They're on that defensive side of the ball this season.
Yeah, it's the leadership they bring on defense. They all are kind of like get after it a little bit. We always tease them a little bit about being soft, but they're really not soft. They get after it, and they like to fly around. And like you said, Landon as a safety, you got Cole Jepson as a corner. We even had Jack Brandon, which is out this week with his injured shoulder. He'll come back, and he's probably one of our leaders as a linebacker. Wyatt Bell just kind of dominates the defensive line. Then you got guys that set the edge for us on our defense, and you have to have good outside linebackers, and Gavin Hackett and Uriah Reed do a really good job there. So, a lot of names thrown out there, but they all contribute and do a great job for us on defense.
Certainly. As I mentioned, got that non-district matchup coming up here against St. Albert now here on Friday. Kind of talk a little bit, what you guys have kind of seen from St. Albert this season, 2 4-1 teams taking on each other. Kind of talk about what you guys are kind of expecting to see there on the field coming up here on Friday.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Our schemes are different, but we play a lot alike. They are really fast to the ball defensively. They like to run the ball. They have some really, really good athletes on the edge. So, it's one of those things defensively, we got to really contain them and keep everything in front of us because they've had a lot of big explosive plays. And, and all to go along with it, their special teams are really good. In Class A football, if you can get advantage in the special teams, a lot of times that helps you. So it's going to be a big game. It's going to have, we got to step up and have a good week for this.
Certainly. And when it comes to the offensive side of things, what's going to be kind of the keys for you guys, obviously, to kind of get that run game going again here coming up here against the Falcons on Friday?
It's pretty much just expand on what we've already done. Try to spread the ball out a little bit, make it where they can't overload the box and try to shut down Jackson, and then, maybe hit a couple big plays along the way. And that's what it's going to come down to, who doesn't make the mistakes. I really believe we can be mistake-free, and right now we've struggled with that. So if we can take away some of the mistakes, I think we have a shot when it's in the fourth quarter.
Certainly talking here with Riverside head football coach Darryl Frayne. Coach, thank you so much for the time here today. Appreciate it, and best of luck, of course, coming up here on Friday.
Great. Thank you very much.
Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood offers more than just the biggest and best pre-owned selection in the area. They also offer a community connection. Whether it's a high school sporting, academic, or arts event, or a Southwest Iowa fundraising effort, you'll find Barrett Auto Center trying to help. So the next time you're in the market for a vehicle, or even in the market for a vehicle service, know that when you choose Barrett Auto Center, your money goes right back to the causes you care about. That's Barrett Auto Center, Glenwood, and barrettautocenter.com.
Health of our community begins with you. Your journey to a degree in healthcare starts at Iowa Western Community College. Take the pulse of high-demand healthcare careers in our state-of-the-art simulation center. A degree as a certified nursing assistant makes the rounds at our Iowa Western locations. In the waiting room in Council Bluffs, Clarinda, and Harlan is a practical nursing degree. Scholarships and tuition assistance are available. Good health in Southwest Iowa begins with you. Start your career in healthcare at Iowa Western Community College. Register at iwcc.edu.
Ready to grow your future with a bank that truly cares? Welcome to Malvern Bank, where we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your partners in success. At Malvern Bank, we specialize in ag loans that help our local farmers thrive. Whether you're planting seeds for the future or expanding your current operations, we've got the financing solutions to help your farm flourish. So why wait? Visit us today and see how Malvern Bank can make a difference in your life. Together, let's grow our future. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Nutrient Ag Solutions takes the responsibility of growing seriously. As a leader in the ag sector, they provide their customers with complete agriculture solutions, including nutrients, crop protection products, seed, service, and digital tools for optimum customer success. Talk with Nutrient Ag Solutions in Westboro, Coyne, Percival, and Essex. Nutrient Ag Solutions, transforming agriculture and feeding the future.
Welcome back now here into the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com. Ethan Hewitt and Chad Hannon here with you as we get set for kickoff of this Class A non-district matchup here between Riverside and St. Albert here on this Week 6 Friday night of high school football here in Iowa. Both these teams coming into this one 4-1 on the season. Both teams also red hot on 4-game win streaks right now. Looking, of course, to extend that to 5 here tonight, where they move back to some district play coming up next week as well. St. Albert did win the toss. They elect to defer, so we will see the Falcons offense first this evening here as both teams get set now.
So one thing I noticed, I watched a little bit of film on Riverside in anticipation for today. They don't necessarily kick the ball deep. A lot of onside kicks, a lot of well-placed kicks, and I think if you've watched any St. Albert football so far, this is not a normal kickoff reception formation. So luckily I wasn't the only one that watched film for the St. Albert fans. But will be interesting. I believe the kicker is Cole Jepson. I may be wrong on that.
I say it looks like actually it's going to be Peyton Namdor lining up here to kick this one away.
Well, maybe Peyton's the one who's going to kick it deep. We'll see. No touchbacks for the Bulldogs yet this year. Maybe we're about to see it. Wind is blowing in that direction.
Kick is away here, and this one is drifting back here. Justin goes back into the end zone to try to retrieve that one. It drops for the touchback. So this Falcons offense will come out here, starting here from their own 20 here for their opening possession here of this one.
I spoke it into existence, Ethan.
There we go.
First touchback of the year.
First one, bring it out to the 20 now. We mentioned, of course, Kyle Irwin, the senior running back, has been a big part of this Falcons offense this season. Just over 860 yards on the ground for him on 82 carries, along with 12 touchdowns. And of course, sophomore quarterback Hillary Koski here will come out here in the gun. He'll have 2 receivers split out to this near side. And they'll hand things off here up the middle. Irwin wiggling around here, gets off a few defenders there before he's eventually wrapped up there by a combo of Jackson Gordon along there with a Gavin Hackett, the senior linebacker, coming in to help out with that one. It's a give it about 6 there on, almost 5 there on that. It'll be about second and 5 just outside the 25.
Falcons in a bit of a jumbo set there, it looked like. Just 2 receivers split to the outside. Not something that you see a ton of from Coach Donnie Woods and the Falcons.
I'll call it second and a long 4 coming up now here in the gun. Wansmeyer here is Rukowski here. Hand it off again here. A big hole here for Irwin. Wiggling his way forward here. He'll have a first down and more. He's all the way up here to about the 35-yard line here. So give him a nice carry. Nice gain there of 9. Fresh set of downs coming up here for the Falcons.
A host of Bulldogs taking him down there, and we're going to hear this name a lot tonight. Jackson Gordon in on the tackle.
So he's helped out on both already. He's been a big part of both the offensive and defensive side of things. Also, senior Wyatt Bell, leading tackler this season, 21.5 for him. He's also got 8.5 tackles for loss this season. He'll be a name to watch on the left side of that D-line. Kowski here. We'll hand it off here now to Jessen. Little sweep action here. He's going to try to find an edge. Gets up field there before he's shoved out of bounds there on that one by Keegan Smith, the senior DB.
Smith looking for the big tackle. Nice block set by Cooper Hamilton on the edge. Sprung Jessen just slightly. Gain of 4-ish, 5-ish. Kind of hard to tell there.
I say they'll call it maybe a long 5 here. Spotted it just inside the 40 here. Yard again is right at about the 45. Second and 5 now. 10th carry for Jessen on the season. Came in with 62 yards. Also a couple of touchdown runs for him. 3 receivers off to the right now here for Yurkowski. He'll give it off again here to Irwin. He has a big gap. Irwin up past midfield before he's finally wrapped up here all the way up to about the 48. Another gain of about 12. Another big chunk play here for the Falcons offense.
If you're a Falcon fan, you love to see that. The line's getting off, and you mentioned his name already, but Wyatt Bell, good size nose tackle. Bulldogs have 2 of those. Bell's listed at 5'10", 250-ish. You know, I think that's probably safe to say. You've also, I think that's Hayden Trambauer in the middle, about 240, 250-ish maybe, depending upon the program. So they're going to make things difficult for Irwin in the interior line and see how much he can go outside.
Falcons getting a good push up front thus far. And the gun low snap gets away there from Murkowski. Gets away again from Irwin before he's able to fall on it. There'll be a loss there of about 7 there on the low snap.
Falcons were in a bit of a wildcat there. Something interesting to see. Yurkowski went to the top side of your screen. Avery Beck and Kyle Irwin. Yurkowski will get the instructions from Coach Donnie Woods. Colt Spencer comes out and Benny Johnson goes in. A little bit of substituting early on here on what's a beautiful evening. The sun's just set beyond the trees right now.
It's beautiful weather here for this early October night here. Week 6 of the high school football season, 2nd and 17 here for the Falcons. Empty backfield. Yurkowski going to look to throw. Zips it. Oh, just out of reach there of his man. Was looking for the sophomore Cooper Hamilton. So that'll bring up 3rd and 17 as it falls harmlessly to the turf.
Keegan Smith and Jackson Gordon on coverage there. There was an opening. Just could not connect, and now it's 3rd and quite a ways for the Falcons. We'll see what both teams have dialed up here.
Got to get up here to about the 38-yard line here. Back in opponent's territory on their own side here, right at about the 45.
What was a promising start for the Falcons. They're in danger of having to punt the ball away to this potent Bulldog offense.
Aces out wide, 3rd and 17. Under some pressure, Yurkowski lets it fly down the sideline, looking for Jessen, just out of reach again there. As he was looking deep, it's going to bring up 4th down and a likely punt coming here for the Falcons.
Jepson on the coverage. It was man on man there. I think Jessen had a step on Jepson. Luckily for the Bulldogs, it falls incomplete. Pass was just a touch too long. I think you could say that for both of the passes that have come from Kale Yurkowski. You know, it's big. This is probably one of the bigger games that he's played in so far. You know, that Tri-Center game was big, but now they've got some confidence in him. This might take a minute to calm down a little bit.
Jepson now back to return here for Riverside. High snap. This punt does get away there by Hamilton. And Jepson will field it. Oh, he lost it. It's loose. It's a scrum for it, and it's still loose and sliding in. It looks like Riverside was able to cover that one. I believe that was Landon Schoenrock who came flying down the field there, the quarterback, to fall on that one.
A disaster averted just 2.5 minutes into this game. That really would have flipped this thing on its head. Good for the Bulldogs, and that's why you teach everybody to get back, start setting an edge, start blocking. Schoenrock wisely head up, ran down the field, and was able to make something out of it. We'll see what the Bulldogs have to offer on offense here.
A long field to work with here, starting at their own 12 for their opening drive. Schoenrock will come out. They give this one off here along that left side. Gordon looked like he kind of slipped up there a little bit. Does get out past the 15. It looks like there gets a gain of 3, maybe 4 there on that one.
He was about to put a move on there, and it was wide open towards the middle of the field, so perhaps the Falcons dodge a bit of a bullet on that slip.
Almost 4 there on that one. And this time they'll give it to Gordon again here. Lowered that shoulder. He's going to keep the legs churning here before he's eventually wrapped up there. Avery Beck, linebacker for the Falcons there, helping out with that stop on that one. Will bring up here a 3rd and short, about 3rd and 1 or so. You're right at about the 20. Call it actually 3rd and 2.
You want to bet the ball's going to Gordon?
I said there's probably a good odd. Here it is.
That's what I would do.
Schoenrock here in the gun has Gordon on his left hip. He's going to pitch it to him that left side, trying to find an edge. Gordon cuts up field, keeps the legs churning, carries a few Falcons there up past the 25-yard line. It'll be enough for the first, a little more there.
When you've got a weapon like Jackson Gordon, you just got to feed the beast. That was, I mean, I think what was the most impressive about that run is just how hard his legs turned at the moment of contact. He was going quick, and he just doubled down, it seemed like.
Grant Richardson, Gavin Hackett, Max Shannon, Wyatt Bell, and Jackson Allen, that front 5. Creating the lanes. Here's Schoenrock looking to throw here. Now he's going to scramble forward here before he's met. And a late flag comes in as well.
Got 2 on the play, it looks like. There's going to be a hold back there. We'll see what the side judge. It looks like they're calling the same infraction. Quite an obvious hold, I think. Usually you hear the crowd yell hold, and they're right about 5% of the time. Right. I shared with Ethan, I'm not used to sitting in the crowd. I'm very uncomfortable right now. But, I think the crowd probably saw that one, and good on these officials for seeing that. And
If it is a hold, so they'll mark him back 10 here. So it would have been a gain there, maybe about 5 or so there on the scramble there from Schoenrock. Instead, it'll push him back here, back to about the 15 here. So it'll be first and about 20 now here for Schoenrock. Empty backfield. He'll put Gordon in motion there into the backfield. He'll hand it off to him, working on this near side, and he is going to be wrapped up here after a gain of about 3 there on that one. So it'll still be second and about 17 upcoming now here.
What's interesting about the Bulldogs, they don't huddle up very often. It's a bit of a tempo type offense, and you'll notice every player on the field's looking at their wristband. A bit of a new school feel to things from Coach Frayne.
Schoenrock will come out here, put Gordon out in motion to that left side. Fakes it to him. Now he's going to keep it himself up the middle. Schoenrock has some room. He has the first down and more. Past the 40, past midfield. Schoenrock past the 40. He's thought about cutting it back inside, but he shoved out of bounds there by Cooper Hamilton. But that is a big gain on the ground there for the quarterback keeper there by Schoenrock, all the way up here to about the 33-yard line here.
I don't think that was a designed run necessarily. The receivers were out. There was maybe it was just a quarterback clear out, but on 2nd and 17 for Schoenrock to take it.
Say it took it about 40, almost 50 yards there on that carry there for Schoenrock. So a big run on the ground. Now they hand it off again here, and Gordon not a whole lot doing there on that one. That Falcons front there holds into about a yard there on that one.
Interestingly, though, although they don't huddle, they do rotate players out. You've got Mason Hauser in the game, a receiver wearing number 2. He'll be at the top of your screen.
Sound of the gun once more, Schoenrock. Going to roll out here to the left side again under some duress. Beck trying to wrap him up, and he does from behind. He's going to bring him down here at about the 32-yard line. So that's going to be back to about the original line of scrimmage here. 3rd and 10 upcoming. Both defenses have shown a little bend don't break on these opening drives as we take under 6.5 to play here in this first quarter.
Schoenrock had plenty of space in front of him if he was able to evade that tackle. Good on Avery Beck for sticking with it. Caught him just by the ankle, and sometimes you don't need much.
It is a game of inches, as they say there, as he gets him around the ankles there on that one. So now 3rd and 10 upcoming.
Braden Comstock will be the receiver on the bottom of your screen.
And Schoenrock looking near side. He's going to find Jepson there. Jepson trying to wiggle his way forward. He looks like he's going to be shy of the first here by a couple of yards here. They get up to about the 24.
I might have jinxed things by saying there had not been a touchback at all this season for the Bulldogs, but I am pretty confident they have not attempted a field goal. So I think this is definitely
after the 9-yard reception there from Jepson here. Now they'll go for it on 4th and 1. Try to get that Falcons defense to jump, and I think they might have as a flag comes in from the far side. Yep, and it is offsides there as Falcons jump there into the neutral zone.
A new set of downs for the Bulldogs. Inside the 20, they are now in the red zone. I don't know if do you guys have a sponsor for the red zone?
We do not.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, again, I'm new at this. First time on KMA. Feel like I've been called up to the big leagues.
You mentioned, though, a big opportunity here for the Bulldogs inside the 20 here at about the 19 here. They'll have trips off to that far side. And they'll put Gordon in motion. Low snap. They get it up to him, though. And Gordon here going to get tripped up there. Looked like Luke Sundberg, the first one that tripped him up a little bit before and Ben Crone there came in to help clean that one up. Going to be a gain there. Still about, give him maybe 3, maybe 4 on that one to bring up 2nd and 6 here at the 15.
Ben Crone out for football for the first year, junior. Has definitely made an impact on this Falcons team. He's relatively young. About 3 to 4 seniors, if you will. So Coach Woods in year 3 putting things together for the Falcons.
2 receivers out to the left side. Now here for Schoenrock. They'll give it to Gordon up the middle again here. And Gordon here weaving his way through that defense. He's going to, looks like maybe have the first down. It does look like he does. To about the 8 yard line here is where they'll mark him.
All right, yeah.
It'll be 1st and goal now here for the Bulldogs.
PA says first down. A little bit of confusion on the sideline there. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs from the 9 yard line, just inside the 10.
Schoenrack will come out here, 2 running backs here in the backfield with them. And they'll give it to Gordon. He has wide open room, untouched, into the end zone. The Bulldogs get a good push up front. It's a 9-yard touchdown run from Jackson Gordon.
Nice run, great vision by Jackson Gordon. Who else? Who would you expect it to be besides that? I'm not certain. Is he the leading rusher in Class A?
I believe he was number 1 or number 2 last I checked earlier
there's
this
that,
week.
that kid from BGM, the quarterback that doesn't throw the ball much. It could be that young man.
So now Peyton Andor here will get set here.
And I also said they didn't kick extra points. I was wrong.
For the PAT, this kick is up, and that one doinks off, and it'll fall back forward, so it'll be no good there on the PAT attempt. So 6-0 the lead here for Riverside over St. Albert with 4:10 to go here in this first quarter of this Class A non-district matchup. Back after this here on the KMA video stream, KMAland.com.
Northwest Missouri State University, you can follow your interests and discover new ones, no matter how different they may be. Explore over 200 programs and over 150 student organizations. At Northwest, you can be a scholar, an artist, an athlete, and a leader, all at the same time. Why be just one thing when you can be every you? Learn more at start.nwmissouri.edu.
Welcome back now here to the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com. 6-0 your lead here for Riverside over St. Albert here with 4:10 to play here in this first quarter after forcing the opening punt for the Falcons. Bulldogs go 88 yards on 10 plays, capped off by a 9-yard touchdown run from Jackson Gordon.
A lot of what we expected there. A healthy dose of Jackson Gordon. And we'll see what happens on this kickoff here. Looks a bit of a mixture of the hands team. I don't know. No one knows what to expect.
Amdor will boot this one downfield here, and Jessen here fielded it outside the end zone. He has to pick it up here right at about the goal line here. He's going to only get out to about the 10 or so before he's wrapped up there by the Bulldogs.
Very treacherous return there. I think Jessen thought that was possibly going to go into the end zone.
Say it. At least from this angle, it's a little disorienting. Obviously, this field also used for soccer. You got the different lines and whatnot. A little more color than maybe these players are sometimes used to there on the field as they try to rein that ball in there on kickoffs and whatnot, right?
So
But
just as Riverside had a long road ahead of them, I think they went 88 yards there. Falcons will have to go 90 if they want to put a touchdown on the board.
so they'll start here at their own 10. They'll give it to Irwin. He's going to be met immediately here, get a gain maybe of a yard or two. And bring up second and about 9 here for the Falcons.
Tackled by a host of Bulldogs, playing firm up in the middle right now. See how long Coach Woods stays committed to running up the middle. If he doesn't try to get some off tackle work in there, but you've got a good looking group of linebackers that'll be there if you do.
Now the Falcons will come out here. A couple of receivers split out to that right side.
Crone motions towards us.
And they're going to hand it off to Irwin here. He's trying to find that edge. Almost went down to a knee, but he got his hand on the ground there, kept it up there. He's going to fall forward there. Get him a gain there of about 4 or so to bring up third and about 5 now here for the Falcons.
Looked like Jackson Gordon on the tackle, possibly joined by Jack Brannon.
Clock stops here with 3:15 to go here in this first quarter. Falcons started this drive at their own 10. Here at the 15 now, third and about 5. Kowski here going to look to throw. Has time. Zips it near side. Has Crone, who turns up field. Has the first down as he falls forward here to about the 25-yard line here. Nice gain of 10 through the air.
Falcons have been setting that play up for quite some time with Ben Crone on that drag. Good to see they finally had the opportunity to collect it. And it looks like they're going to move quickly as they break the huddle. You've got Cooper Hamilton up at the top. Crone on the near side and Adrian Jessen in between them.
I'll give it off to Irwin again here. He's going to try and bounce to that right side a little bit here. SM forward momentum keeps the legs going there. He's going to have a nice gain. They're up to about the 32-yard line. Gets almost 7 there on that one to bring up second at about 3.
Good run by Irwin. That opened up a bit on the right side. Very interesting.
7 carries, 34 yards now here for Irwin here in this first quarter. Apologies for the quick technical difficulty there, but we should be back now here on the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com here for this Class A non-district matchup here between St. Albert and Riverside. Those Falcons here have been marching down the field here after starting at their own 10. They are now inside the red zone of the 19 here, but we get a stoppage of play here.
A bit of the Kyle Irwin show Ethan did a great job, calm under pressure. That'll be a penalty on the Bulldogs. It'll be a first down Falcons.
So that's going to set up the Falcons here.
And the clock, I don't know if it starts after that penalty or not. There was 1 second left on the first quarter clock. It's 6-0 Bulldogs. It looks like the Falcons are going to walk over. Really what you missed, about a 30-ish, 40-ish yard run from Kyle Irwin to really set things up for the Falcons. Clock will run, and that'll do it for the first quarter, assuming that the clock operator is paying attention. And
that'll bring in the end the clock. The scoreboard at least doesn't run here, but the team's, of course, heading here to the sidelines here for the end of the first quarter. 6-0 the lead here for Riverside. We'll step aside quick back after this here on the KMA video stream, KMAland.com.
No one succeeds alone. It takes support to get there. Sacrifices made by others. Wisdom learned and passed on. When your business is agriculture, you dedicate your life to supporting community, doing the hard work that helps all of us thrive. It's why at PCSB, we believe in supporting you. Your success makes our community succeed. PCSB, we believe in you. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. Member FDIC.
Shortly.
Pharmacy is dedicated to providing you and your family quality medications, medical equipment, outstanding service, and individualized customer care. Rogers Pharmacy has a large selection of durable medical products, from walkers, hospital beds, electric scooters, crutches and braces, to lift chairs, diabetic supplies, and everything related to respiratory conditions. And they offer delivery of your medical equipment in a 50-mile radius of their Missouri locations, including service to parts of Iowa and Nebraska. Rogers Pharmacy, your full-service pharmacy in Tarkio, Maryville, Mound City, St. Joe, and Stanberry.
Welcome back now here to the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com. Here as we get set for the second quarter here of this Class A non-district matchup, I should say, here between St. Albert and Riverside. The Falcons, as you mentioned just a moment ago, Chad, got a big run from Kyle Irwin here, and a penalty now gives them a fresh set of downs. It'll be 1st and 10 here from about the 14-yard line here.
Irwin up to 81 yards on the evening. The only other rush came from Adrian Jessen, 5 yards.
So a big night thus far here from Kyle Irwin. He's got his Falcons in a nice position here. They're going to give it to him again here, trying to shake off their Gavin Hackett there on that one. Does get maybe a yard on that one, if that there. Good play there by Hackett from his linebacker spot.
Really good. Sorry, Ethan. Really good sure-handed tackle there. Irwin is jiggly, and Hackett definitely held on and waited for his support to come. That's exactly how it's taught.
So now 2nd and about 10 now here, still from the 14-yard line here for St. Albert. Single receivers out wide, Justin the one to the near side. They'll give it off to Irwin again here, working his way through the pack. Irwin into open space, going from the corner of the end zone, and into the end zone goes Kyle Irwin for the touchdown.
Into the goal. I like that. That was could be either with Kyle Irwin. You never know, but nice run. Falcons went jumbo there, brought in an extra lineman in Cole Noon. Paid off. Noon on the left side. Left side's where the ball goes.
95 yards now here for Irwin on the night after the big touchdown run from 14 yards out there. And now Cooper Hamilton will try to make the difference here after the Bulldogs missed their PAT on their touchdown here. Falcons going for the lead. Line drive kick, but hey, it works. Oh, no, it didn't. It drifted. It drifted. I missed that one there. So nonetheless, we stay tied here at 6 here with 11:17 left here in this first half here, this Class A non-district matchup. Back after this on the KMA video stream, KMAland.com.
This is Sid with Shaw Ag near Trainer. I'm learning all of the ins and outs of agronomy with my dad, Shane. I've learned that Pioneer seed is second to none, and that they back that up with proven products and yields. I've also learned that if our customers have a question or a concern, we'll work until we figure out the answer or solution. I'm learning all of this because at Shaw Ag, we've made a commitment, and that commitment is our family helping yours. Call Shane at 712-520-1333.
Hello, I'm Amanda Mather, Director of the SMC Community Pharmacy. We want to make it easy for you to get your essential medications. In one visit, our patients can see their provider, have prescription medications in hand, and speak with a pharmacist all before walking out the door. From the comfort of your own home with our free delivery services to your vehicle with curbside pickup, we can help. To learn more about our hours or other services, simply visit www.smchospital.com or call us at 712-246-7100.
Welcome back now to the KMA video stream, KMAland.com here as Hamilton gets set here to boot this one away after the scoring drive here for St. Albert.
Got Jackson Gordon and Cole Jepson back deep to receive the kick.
This one is away here, bit of a line drive kick here, and Jepson there will let that one fly into the end zone, so a touchback here on this one. The Bulldogs here will start from their own 20 on their second drive of the evening here.
Cooper Hamilton's a touchback machine. I believe he was the leading returner in Class A football from last year on touchbacks. It's a heck of a weapon. We saw that on Riverside's first kick. It makes a difference when you don't have to deal with the return.
So now here, Bulldogs coming off a 10-play, 88-yard scoring drive on their first possession. Your empty backfield here for Schoenrock. He's going to keep it himself, working towards the edge on that far side. Cuts up field. He's going to get shoved out of bounds there at around the 30. Call him out at the 29-yard line, so a nice gain of 9. There's Schoenrock showing off the legs.
Should be about second in a very short one. So we had a couple of long distances on the last two drives. This one is maybe the nose of the football.
Second and inches upcoming now here for the Bulldogs here from their own 29-yard line here.
Bulldogs will look at their wristbands as the play comes in. Gordon will be off to the left of Schoenrock.
Single receiver out wide. Keegan Allensworth on the near side. And they're going to give it here to, I believe that was Schoenrock keeping it to himself here. Got blown up there in the backfield. Looked like Luke Sundberg along with Avery Beck. They're leading the charge there on that one. That's going to be a loss of almost 3. Going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Not much Schoenrock could do there. Falcons had got up the field on that right side, that near side, and took one for the team, it looked like.
Now trips to the near side here for Schoenrock. Empty backfield. They'll put Gordon in motion here. And they'll throw over the middle. Have Jepson here on a little slant. Runs into the official there. Now cuts it out near side. Jepson past midfield. All the way up past the 40. Cutting it back inside. Now weaving back outside. Here goes Jepson all the way up. He's rumbling to the 20-yard line before he's finally chased down there by Andrew Beckman.
Good pursuit by the lineman, but that is what if you, and you know, in K. Malian now, and one of you guys, you can say Cole Jepson has always been known as a heck of an athlete. Doesn't matter the sport, he is a wonderful athlete, and you saw every bit of athleticism on that. That was a wonderful catch and run.
Wiggled his way all the way up here, 55 yards to the red zone now here for the Bulldogs. 2 catches, 64 yards for him. We'll get this one off to Gordon here, working left side. He's going to keep the legs going here, works his way, falling forward, does that very well. All the way up here to about getting the numbers here, at the 13-yard line here. Give him a nice gain of 7 there, second at about 3.
Andrew Tamayo on the tackle there. Again, good pursuit from those linemen. They're getting downfield. That was a nice, patient run from Jackson Gordon. You got to think with, 3 downs here to get a first down. You're going to see a healthy dose of Gordon.
9 carries, 42 yards for him. They're going to have Schoenrock carried instead, wiggling his way forward, gets hit hard there. I believe that was Chrome, but he falls forward just shy of the goal line, about the 1-yard line. So give Schoenrock a 12-yard gain there with his legs again.
This is incredible. Everything that I say, the exact opposite happens, and it's working for everybody involved. What a run by Schoenrock. Good RPO. It's definitely how it should be ran.
Mark him actually at about the 2 here, so gain of 11 there on that one. Come out here, have both Amdor and Gordon in the backfield. Gordon muscling his way forward into the end zone. Touchdown, Riverside. They retake the lead, 13-6. Or 12-6, excuse me.
Patient run from Gordon. Let it all set up in front of him. What a delight this has been. Not quite the shootout it really could have been, but you know, we're seeing some points up, 18 so far.
I say it's still early. We still got a whole half of football to play, Chad, here with these 2 offenses to get it going here. Now Amdor here will get set here to try the PAT here and make it a 13-6 game. Missed the first one. See what he can do this time. Gets this one up, and that one is true, so make it a 13-6 lead now here for Riverside after the 7-play drive, ending in a 2-yard touchdown run for Jackson Gordon, his second touchdown of the night. We'll step back after this here on the KMA video stream, KMAland.com.
Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood offers more than just the biggest and best pre-owned selection in the area. They also offer a community connection. Whether it's a high school sporting, academic, or arts event, or a Southwest Iowa fundraising effort, you'll find Barrett Auto Center trying to help. So the next time you're in the market for a vehicle, or even in the market for a vehicle service, know that when you choose Barrett Auto Center, your money goes right back to the causes you care about. That's Barrett Auto Center, Glenwood, and barrettautocenter.com.
Health of our community begins with you. Your journey to a degree in healthcare starts at Iowa Western Community College. Take the pulse of high-demand healthcare careers in our state-of-the-art simulation center. A degree as a certified nursing assistant makes the rounds at our Iowa Western locations. In the waiting room in Council Bluffs, Clarinda, and Harlan is a practical nursing degree. Scholarships and tuition assistance are available. Good health in Southwest Iowa begins with you. Start your career.
Welcome back here to KMA Video Stream, KMAland.com here, 13-6, the lead here for Riverside. After the 7-play, 80-yard drive, capped off again by Jackson Gordon from a couple yards out. Landon Schoenrock, though, showed off the legs a little bit there to get them into nice territory. A little pooch kick here, and we'll get a flag here. Looked like maybe a Bulldog might have jumped a little early there on that one, across the 40 there on that one.
Falcons were prepared for that. Even on a short, well-placed kick by Amdor. Kyle Irwin was right there. Would have been fun to see what would have happened next, but maybe we'll just wait for it on this time.
Had some momentum on the sideline going there as he fielded that one, so pushing back now here to the 35-yard line here for the kick.
Deep for the Falcons will be Adrian Jessen, and I believe it's Benny Johnson on the far side.
Now Amdor, he'll try again here. The Bulldogs all gathered up right behind him here, ready to rush after this one. 9:25 to go here in this first half. 13-6 lead here for the Bulldogs.
Very interesting kick formation where they hold the huddle like that. You don't see that very often.
See, they'll spread them out now here, and Amdor checks both ways. And now he will boot this one away, and he'll send this one deep here. And retrieving back and fielding that one there at the 10. There, Bennett Johnson here. He's going to work his way out here to just shy of the 25-yard line here, about the 24-yard line here is where they will set up shop now here for this Falcons offense.
Good kick from Amdor. Again, very interesting. Seems what they're doing on that kickoff team's very dynamic, very interesting.
So now Falcons will come back out here at a long 90-yard, 10-play drive that resulted in the Blake Irwin touchdown on their last drive. Of course, he had the big run as well that set them up there in scoring position. Skierkowski here now will come out in the gun once more. Has Irwin on his right hip. He'll give it off to him. Irwin had a little room for a moment, but that gap filled quickly there. Peyton Amdor comes up and makes that stop. Actually, Avery Beck there on that carry.
Amdor came out of nowhere, I believe, from the safety spot over there, maybe the outside linebacker. Good, clean tackle right across the midsection. Beck, I would guess, really felt that one.
Sets up about 2nd and 7 now.
Interestingly enough, Falcons rotating not only receivers right now, but linemen as well, bringing in that extra lineman here or there.
Just in the near receiver, Hamilton split out wide to the top of your screen. Here's Skierkowski looking that way, looking for Hamilton, and just out of range. There in coverage, Keegan Allensworth, the senior cornerback there on that one, brings up 3rd and 7 now.
Good tight coverage, no help over the top. It was Allensworth and Hamilton there. Unable to connect on that. Colt Spencer will come out. Possibly Ben Crone went in.
A big 3rd down here. Beck also still in the backfield here for St. Albert. 41 carries, 260 yards coming into this one here tonight for the junior. Here's Skierkowski looking to throw again. Zips it over the middle. Has Hamilton. Nice spinning catch there as he rams it in out past the 45 as he spun down at about the 47 there by Gordon.
Good tackle by Allensworth. Caught up to the play pretty quickly. Brought Hamilton down. Stopped the bleeding. As you mentioned before, bend, don't break.
Nice gain there. 20 through the air, though, on that one. Hamilton's first catch of the night comes in a big way here to put the Falcons near midfield here at about the 47-yard line. 1st and 10. They'll have trips off to this near side. Kowski here in the gun. And a quick look to throw again here, setting up a little screen near side. Here comes Jessen. Just got wrapped up there around the ankles there by Schoenrock. And we're going to get a flag.
Probably going to be on a Falcon. I'm going to guess that may be coming back. Got a Bulldog heading off the field, something to keep an eye on there.
Say it's Landon Schoenrock. It kind of came up holding his hand a little bit there as he gets attended to there on the far sideline. So we also get the discussion here between the officials. Yeah. And I believe that was a hold. course, the press box on the other side of us here, so we have to try to gauge from the shoulders of the official here exactly what the call was. I believe there was a hold, though. They're going to mark him off 10 here.
It would make a lot of sense based on what I could see from my vantage point there. It'll be interesting to see what the situation is on the Bulldog sideline over there with that hand-wrist situation. Could have been maybe just a jammed finger, something like that. Hopefully, but something to keep an eye on. Kyle Irwin back in the game.
And they'll put Beck in motion off that left side, and Irwin back in. They'll give it to him right away, trying to bounce it outside. The Bulldogs rally well, though. That's going to be maybe a gain of a yard, if that. Allensworth there to help clean up there. And welcome back now here into the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com here as we get a timeout here taken here by St. Albert there on that one. It is their first, so they'll have a long third down coming up there. Apologize again for the little technical difficulty there for a moment. It'll be third and about 17 here coming out of the timeout here.
Got the dad voice out on that one. It's better when it's your school's kids. I'm just trying to figure out where all their parents are.
So the Falcons timeout here. It'll be, as I mentioned, third and 17. They're at an incomplete pass there from Yurkowski. They had to get rid of it. It was under some duress there.
They barely got that back to the line of scrimmage. I think there was some conversation about intentional grounding. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Good break for the Falcons. This Bulldog defense is standing on its head right now. The Falcons got a country mile to go. As you mentioned, Ethan, third and 17.
Yurkowski here will come out here in the gun. He'll have two receivers off to his left, one to the near side. He's going to look deep over the middle. Hamilton has a step, but just out of reach again there. That's going to bring up fourth and long, and a likely punt again coming here from the Falcons. It'll be second punt here of this half.
Hamilton will take those receiver gloves off and come and punt. That was there. It was a good play call.
I say he had a step. He probably had a couple of steps there. If he hits that one hits him in stride there. That's probably 6 for the Falcons. Instead, it'll be fourth and 17 and a punt here with 7:21 left here in this first half. As Hamilton now gets set to boot this one away here. High snap. Does get to Hamilton, though. Gets it away in time. High punt here. This one's going to take a nice bounce, too. It's going to get inside the 10 here. All the way down to about the 5. Oh, punt there by Cooper Hamilton to pin the Bulldogs deep here with 7:08 to go here in this first half.
About a 55-yard punt from the sophomore. That will definitely help the Falcons' cause as the Bulldogs now have 95 yards to go with 7:08 in the half. But if anybody can do it, it's these guys. What'll be interesting, let's see if Schoenrock is okay.
So we'll see here. They did go 88 yards on their first drive, starting from their own 12 here. It looks like Schoenrock, he will lead this offense back out here. He's kind of holding his wrist a little bit after a play on the last defensive possession, but he'll come out here in the gun. Have Gordon on his left hip here, puts Jepson in motion. Schoenrock going to keep it himself here, gets off an arm tackle, and he'll be wrapped up there nicely there on that one.
Ben Crone on the tackle.
Ben Crone has made a couple of nice plays defensively here tonight for the Falcons.
Coming up from his safety spot. Again, though, nice run by Schoenrock. Ball in that left hand.
A gain of about 4. He'll take that on first down. Sets up 2nd and 6 here. Clock will continue to run here. 6:40 to go in this first half. We'll have two receivers split out part of that right side. Jepson there in the slot. Gordon there in the backfield here with Schoenrock. They'll give it to Gordon. Gets through the gap, and he'll be met there by a couple of Falcons there.
Ben Crone
again. And
Micah Hutchison and Kyle Irwin on the tackle.
Looks like it might be just shy of the first here. It's going to be third and about 1. Give him about 5 there on that carry. Carries 48 yards here for Gordon so far tonight. They'll give it to him again here, looking up that right side. Gets the receive. Here goes Gordon, one man to get around here, and he'll get wrapped up here at about the 37-yard line here. So a nice gain there, Gordon. For Gordon, about 23 yards there on that one.
Good rush by Gordon again. I'm super repetitive. I understand that. Super patient, though. Very good vision. Well done by Adrian Jessen to push him to the inside, hoping for reinforcements. That's what you got to do on something like that.
Should have gone with my instincts. I was about to say we hadn't really seen a big explosive run there from Gordon, but we get it right there on the 23-yarder, and we'll have a timeout taken here by Riverside. That'll be there first. So both teams will have 2 timeouts left now here with 5:35 to go here in this first half. We'll take a quick break with them back after this on the KMA video stream, KMAland.com.
Ready to grow your future with a bank that truly cares? Welcome to Malvern Bank, where we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your partners in success. At Malvern Bank, we specialize in ag loans that help our local farmers thrive. Whether you're planting seeds for the future or expanding your current operations, we've got the financing solutions to help your farm flourish. So why wait? Visit us today and see how Malvern Bank can make a difference in your life. Together, let's grow our future. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back here to the KMA video stream, KMAland.com. Ethan Hewitt alongside Chad Hannon here with 5:35 to go here in the first half of this Class A non-district matchup here between St. Albert and Riverside. The Bulldogs here after starting at their own 5 here. A 23-yard run here from Jackson Gordon sets them up here now about the 36-yard line.
Quick timeout there. Bulldogs they must not have liked what they saw. Perhaps. They didn't spend a lot of time in the huddle.
The single receivers out wide. They'll put Jepson in motion here, the near side. Schoenrock going to drop back. Have a screen set up over the middle here for Amdor. He has a lot of room to work. Past midfield, gets a block. That's probably going to be a block in the back. And coming back, Amdor all the way up inside the 15 to the 20. That is going to be a big play. That's probably going to come back here.
Phenomenal run by Amdor. You hate to see it for him because that was a great effort. But that one was pretty obvious. The crowd's 2 for 2 tonight. That is uncharted territory.
So we get the official word in here from the officials. I believe that was the call here, so they'll mark it off from the spot foul.
So the first down will stand because this happened well after the sticks.
So it'll mark it off here at about from the 47-yard line here. It's going to be something you don't see very often. It'll be about 1st and 3 here for Riverside from the 44-yard line here.
So it'll be 1st and 3. I guess I was wrong on that. That's weird, isn't it?
So now Schoenrock here, and then we'll get a flag here coming in here on the snap here. That most likely, I'm going to guess here, going to also be going against the Bulldogs.
So we go from 1st and 3 to 1st and 8 after a gain of
say it looked
40.
like some All-Stater pushing back here 5. So now it'll be 1st and 8 instead, as you mentioned there, Chad. 5:22 to go here in this first half. 13-6 the lead here for Riverside. Trying to add to that cushion here before the teams hit the lockers at halftime. We'll have 2 receivers to this near side. Jepson there in the slot.
Pace is really kind of ground to a halt with these last 2 penalties before that. Things are moving along pretty quick.
Let's say we're still kind of getting things sorted out a little bit here. And now we get the signal here. Bulldogs get set here. 2 receivers to this near side, and we'll have whistles again. This one came in from the near ref on the sideline here, and now we're going to have a discussion here.
I think they're trying to figure out what down it is. Somebody put a 2 up over there, but
I was going to say the ref on this near side, he's thinking it should be second down here. He had a big run that was called back by a block in the back. They marked it off, and they kept it at first down, and now we're at 1st and 8 after the last penalty here that it was a
first down
start that pushed him back, so they're going to keep it on 1st down here.
1st and 8.
So it will be 1st and 8. Schoenrock will hand it off here to Gordon. Gordon sheds off a couple tackles, stays on his feet, fast midfield, past the 40. Gordon trying to cut it back inside, shakes off one tackle nearly there as a Falcon loses their helmet there. Looked like Jessen there, he was trying to wrap up Gordon, got his helmet ripped off instead. So they'll go all the way down here to about the 25-yard line. Another big run on the ground here. Give them about 37 there on that one.
Great run by Jackson Gordon. Broke a few ankles there, as they would say. Jessen's helmet came off, so he will come out for a play before he goes back in, gets a quick drink.
That last big run there, Gordon now eclipses the century mark here in this first half on the ground. 13 carries, 108 yards. And now before the snap again here, we'll get a timeout taken. This one here by the defensive side, here by Coach Woods here for St. Albert. So 4:47 to go here in this first half. We'll take a quick break with them here back after this on the KMA video stream.
Nutrien Ag Solutions takes the responsibility of growing seriously. As a leader in the ag sector, they provide their customers with complete agriculture solutions, including nutrients, crop protection products, seed, service, and digital tools for optimum customer success. Talk with Nutrien Ag Solutions in Westboro, Coyne, Percival, and Essex. Nutrien Ag Solutions, transforming agriculture and feeding the future.
Northwest Missouri State University, you can follow your interests and discover new ones, no matter how different they may be. Explore over 200 programs and over 150 student organizations. At Northwest, you can be a scholar, an artist, an athlete, and a leader, all at the same time. Why be just one thing when you can be every you? Learn more at start.nwmissouri.edu.
And welcome back now here to the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com. Ethan Hewitt, Chad Hannon here with you as we come out of the second St. Albert timeout of this first half. They'll have one left here in their pocket here with 4:47 to go. And Bulldogs here marching their way into opponent's territory now. 6th play of this drive. They'll give it to Jepson on the end around here. He's trying to find that edge. He'll get a nice gain there. Give him about 5, almost 6 there on that one. It's going to set up a nice second and about 4 on that one, get him 6.
Avery back up to about 7 tackles on the night. Came into the second quarter with 4 assists and 2 solos. Good output from the linebacker, the junior.
Actually give him almost about 7. He's up to the 19-yard line here. Put Jepson in motion again here. This time they'll give it to Gordon, working back towards the near side. Gordon, little stiff arm, working up the sideline. We'll see where they mark him out as the first down. They're going to get him all the way up here to maybe just shy of the 10. Might be at the 10 because it's going to be first and goal, I do believe here. So a 9-yard carry there for Gordon.
The Jackson Gordon Show. As advertised, I've got to tell you, this young man is everything you've heard.
Be on the right hip here of Schoenrock. They'll pitch it out to him, and he is going to be wrapped up there in the backfield. Cohen Hamilton read that one all the way. Throws him down there in the backfield for a loss. That's going to be a pretty sizable loss as well. Going to bring up second at about 16, almost 17 here.
Good read by the senior right off the edge. held on tight. Makes things a little bit more difficult for the Bulldogs, but still within their range for sure as this clock continues to tick down. Just 3:30 to go here in the half.
Two receivers to this near side. Jepson again, the one in the slot. Schoenrock going to look to throw. Firing, has his man, hooks up there with Jack Brannon. The tight end there on that one, and he is going to get all the way up, maybe just shy of the goal line here, up to about the 2. Big 15-yard play there through the air.
Good route from Brannon. Hard hit from Irwin. He had the space there for a second. I'm not sure where Irwin came from.
Now here's Schoenrock in the gun. Here's going to roll out to that right side again there and slipping away. Andor couldn't quite keep his hands on it there. That'll bring up 4th down here. I believe there is actually a yard or so maybe there between.
It's really difficult.
I was going to say, I think there might be about a yard or so between the first down mark and the end zone.
You are correct. It is definitely not 1st and goal. So 2 yards to go for the Bulldogs. See if they can't.
Need a yard for the first, and another yard would get him into the end zone here. So 4th, about 2 now here. They'll give it to Gordon, and he will push his way forward, and he is into the end zone as Jackson Gordon shoves his way forward for his 3rd touchdown of the night. 16 carries, 115 yards for the senior here in this first half.
Bit of a 2-for-1 type situation for Riverside. They are receiving the second half kickoff. So if they can hold the Falcons out here, that is a big swing of events.
That was a long drive as well. 11 plays, 95 yards, starting back at their own 5. Now Amdor here will get set for the PAT. This one is up, and that one is good as well. So make it 20-6. Riverside up over St. Albert here with 2:45 to go here in this first half. We'll step aside back after this on the KMA video stream, KMAland.com.
No one succeeds alone. It takes support to get there. Sacrifices made by others. Wisdom learned and passed on. When your business is agriculture, you dedicate your life to supporting community, doing the hard work that helps all of us thrive. It's why at PCSB, we believe in supporting you. Your success makes our community succeed. PCSB, we believe in you. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. Member FDIC.
Pharmacy is dedicated to providing you and your family quality medications, medical equipment, outstanding service, and individualized customer care. Rogers Pharmacy has a large selection of durable medical products, from walkers, hospital beds, electric scooters, crutches and braces, to lift chairs, diabetic supplies, and everything related to respiratory conditions. And they offer delivery of your medical equipment in a 50-mile radius of their Missouri locations, including service to parts of Iowa and Nebraska. Rogers Pharmacy, your full-service pharmacy in Tarkio, Maryville, Mound City, St. Joe, and Stanberry.
Welcome back here, KMA Video Stream here at KMAland.com. Here as we get set for the ensuing kickoff after the scoring drive there from Riverside. Gordon punched it in for his 3rd time tonight, a couple yards out. 115 yards for him as well. 16 carries here in this first half. Now Amdor here will get set to boot this one away. And another little squib kick here. That one is fielded here by the Falcons. And will be brought out here to about the 39. Crone there, the one who fielded that one. So the Falcons here will have some decent starting field position here with 2:42 to go here in this first half. And as you mentioned, Chet, obviously be pretty big for them here to punch a score in here with Riverside, of course, receiving that second half kickoff.
I think if you're the Falcons, this has got to end in 6. If you're going to keep this thing close, you're gonna need a touchdown here. Take a half to regroup, figure out what you're going to do to answer not just Jackson Gordon, but also Schoenrock as well. He's thrown the ball well today. Put on a really nice display, something we haven't seen a ton of so far this year.
Trips off to this near side, and Yurkowski here thought about the throw. Now he'll throw it up the sideline. Oh, it's intercepted into the hands of Schoenrock. He's going to work up the sideline, trying to cut it back inside. He's wrapped up here at the 35. So that's exactly what you didn't want there. If you were St. Albert, looked like it might have been broken. That play might have been a little broken up there by that Bulldogs defense. We're looking there for Jessen on the screen on this near side.
Sure looked like a screen play. Really nice defense by the Bulldogs. They kind of blew it up right out of the gate, and I think Coach Woods probably talking to his sophomore quarterback saying, hey, next time just throw that out of bounds. Throw that out of bounds.
So instead, now it'll be Bulldogs ball here with 2:31 to go here in this first half, and a chance to add to already a 20-6 lead here at the moment. Jackson Gordon, that last drive especially here, starting to get into a little bit of a groove here out of that Bulldogs backfield here. 1st and 10, they'll play action here. Schoenrock going over the top here, looking for Jepson, who has to readjust for it and couldn't quite connect there on that one, so it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Schoenrock takes a big hit on that pass from Luke Sundberg. Falls aimlessly towards the end zone. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
At their own 35 here still. Schoenrock has also shown off the legs a little bit tonight. He's got 5 carries, 69 yards here in this first half as well. That's where Riverside has made a lot of their hay in this first half, but he's also cut connected for a couple of big passes. They'll give it to Gordon near side. Keeps those legs moving, the pile moving forward here. That's going to be a gain there of about 5 to the 30, so it'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Hosta Falcons bringing Gordon down as he churned those legs.
So that's what he does best, is just not a guy that usually loses a lot of yards on any carry. Usually it's falling forward. So now, clock ticks under 2 minutes to go here in this first half, 3rd and 5. From the Falcons 30 here for the Bulldogs. They'll put Jepson in motion. They'll give it to Gordon. He has a seam, lowers the shoulder, rumbles forward, just shy here of the 15. So a big gain there of about 13, almost 14 there on that carry there from Gordon.
Under the 2-minute mark, just 1:43 to go as the clock will wind, remaining prior to halftime. As I warned Ethan, there is a bit of an extended halftime today, so just be aware of that.
So Riverside is going to take their time here. Obviously, want to try and potentially make this the last. I'm sure Coach Friend will be happy this is the last drive of the half here. If the Bulldogs here can work the clock down here. And they'll give it to, actually up the middle, they give it to Amdor. That just slipped up the middle there. Peyton Amdor from 17 yards out. The defense flocked to Gordon. Nice. And instead, the junior trots his way in from 17 yards out.
Really nice play call from Coach Frayne. The inside handoff from Gordon to Amdor. Wide open over there.
Just like that, it's a 26-6 lead now with 2 scores here. In just the last, about a minute and a half here, last 90 seconds here, the Bulldogs tack on their lead here. And now Amdor, after the 17-yard touchdown run there, he will try to put it through the uprights once more, and that one got blocked by the Falcons there. Looked like, I believe that was Cohen Hamilton there who got penetration there. We got a hand on that one, so we'll stick here at a 26-6 lead here for Riverside. Back after this KMA video stream, KMAland.com.
Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood offers more than just the biggest and best pre-owned selection in the area. They also offer a community connection. Whether it's a high school sporting, academic, or arts event, or a Southwest Iowa fundraising effort, you'll find Barrett Auto Center trying to help. So the next time you're in the market for a vehicle, or even in the market for a vehicle service, know that when you choose Barrett Auto Center, your money goes right back to the causes you care about. That's Barrett Auto Center, Glenwood, and BarrettAutoCenter.com.
Welcome back now here into the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com. 26-6, the lead here for Riverside as they've tacked on a couple of scores here in the last 92 seconds here after the interception. Mikhail Yurkowski sandwiched in between those 2 scoring drives. It was a quick 5-play drive there from St. Albert going 35 yards. Capped off by that 17-yard run from Peyton Amdor. And really, if you're the Bulldogs here, Kale, this is you couldn't ask for a better end here so far here this first half as they get set for this kickoff.
It really could not have gone any better. You couldn't have designed it if you wanted to. A heck of a swing for the Bulldogs. They're going to go into halftime very confident. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Woods does with this young quarterback, if he runs the ball or unleashes things a little bit and tries to get 6 of those points back.
Now Amdor here will get set to boot this one away here once more. And he'll kind of squib it there a little bit there, and it is, that ball's still loose. They're fighting for it at the 45, and I think Riverside might have covered that. And I believe,
I think it is
I missed the signal
ball
there for a moment, but I believe that is.
It is Riverside.
I would say that is Riverside football. They've done that, kind of trying to kick it in that little no man's land over there, and this time it pays off as the Falcons couldn't fall on it right away.
It's a bit of a niche type play, but I tell you what, Coach Rain's got it dialed in, and I suppose if it works 1 out of 4 times, why not keep trying it?
So now the Bulldogs here again will have it with 1:11 to go here in this first half from midfield. Schoenrock winds up, has Brandon. It was nearly intercepted there by Justin, who timed the jump nicely there on that one to break it up. Otherwise, Jack Brandon there was going to potentially be going in for 6 again here for Riverside. Brings up 2nd and 10 now instead here from the 45 here in Falcons territory.
See if Schoenrock, if they keep going to the pass or if they try to set up a Jackson Gordon run. Again, we've kind of touched on it a little bit. The kicking game's a bit of an uncertainty at this point in the game. We're not sure. There's been some promise. There's been some 2-point conversion attempts.
So Schoenrock now will give it to Gordon. Has a couple of lead blockers near side. Gordon turns upfield, has the first down, shakes off a tackle, and he'll trot out of bounds here just inside the 30-yard line here. So that'll be a nice gain there of 16 yards. Give him 15 there on that one up to the 30.
Just under a minute. Clock stopped at 59 seconds.
19 carries, 148 yards now here for Gordon in this first half. Tell you what, Chad, he really doesn't look tired either out there in the backfield right now as they give it to him again here, charging his way forward and falls forward.
Bit of a high step as he went through the hole there. That was impressive. It'll be a timeout Riverside, I believe.
It is timeout taken here by the Bulldogs with 50 seconds left here. That'll be just their second. They still got another timeout to work with here. It'll be 2nd and 4 coming up here after the timeout. We'll step aside back after this here in 30 seconds.
Health of our community begins with you. Your journey to a degree in healthcare starts at Iowa Western Community College. Take the pulse of high-demand healthcare careers in our state-of-the-art simulation center. A degree as a certified nursing assistant makes the rounds at our Iowa Western locations. In the waiting room in Council Bluffs, Clarinda, and Harlan is a practical nursing degree. Scholarships and tuition assistance are available. Good health in Southwest Iowa begins with you. Start your career in healthcare at Iowa Western Community College. Register at iwcc.edu.
Welcome back, KMA Video Stream, KMAland.com here. 50 seconds to go here in this first half. Riverside, 3rd consecutive possession for them. After they had an interception on the Falcons drive just a couple of drives ago. And then they recovered a kind of a little pooch kick. And now here's Gordon again here on the carry. Gordon on his feet into the secondary, stumbling inside the 5 and into the end zone goes Jackson Gordon for the 4th time tonight, this time from 23 yards out.
What a run by Gordon. Ran right through the arm tackles. And it is a statement.
This has been a statement. This has been a bit of a heck of an end to this first half here for Riverside. 3 straight scores for them now. They'll get set here for the PAT. This game with 9:25 to go here in this first half was 13-6, and now Riverside 3 unanswered scores. Zamdor looks to put it to the uprights, and that one looked like it got blocked again there by the Falcons. So some nice special teams plays here from the Falcons with 43 seconds to go here. 32-6 the lead here for Riverside. Back after this here on the KMA Video Stream, KMAland.com.
Ready to grow your future with a bank that truly cares? Welcome to Malvern Bank, where we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your partners in success. At Malvern Bank, we specialize in ag loans that help our local farmers thrive. Whether you're planting seeds for the future or expanding your current operations, we've got the financing solutions to help your farm flourish. So why wait? Visit us today and see how Malvern Bank can make a difference in your life. Together, let's grow our future. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back now here in the KMA Video Stream here at KMAland.com. Here as we get set here The ensuing kickoff off of the third straight touchdown drive here for Riverside.
See what Amdor's got dialed up this time. This is quite an adventure. I don't even know what to say about it. It is unique, but it works.
I was going to say they've, as you mentioned, they had attempted that kick a few times in a row, and that last time it ended up working out for them. Started at their own 45, and 3 plays later, Jackson Gordon runs it into the end zone from 23 yards out for his 4th touchdown of the night. 21 carries, 177 yards for Gordon here in this first half. Now Amdor here will do that kind of same pooch again here. This time St. Albert on it there. Looked like Chrome fielded it. He's going to get up here to about the 45 before he's wrapped up. I'm sure Coach Woods was harping on them to be ready for that kick that time, and Falcons execute on the hands team there, and they'll have the ball here with 39 seconds left here to try to cut into this deficit.
That was a bit more pumped up in the air than the last one. I believe, I could be incorrect, probably am. That's 19 unanswered points from the Bulldogs. It may actually be 25. And 19 of those came in the last 2 minutes of game clock.
Math. I'm struggling to do the math here. As Yurkowski winds this one up, he was looking for Avery Beck on and out there on this near side. Falls kind of in no man's land there. Sets up 2nd and 10 here with 35 seconds to go here in this first half.
Coach Woods still trying to work to get something moving offensively. Riverside with just 1 timeout. You suppose could take a knee there and if you wanted to, but as you see the Falcon baseball team start to filter in at the bottom of your screen as they celebrate Coach Duncan Patterson's 200th win.
2nd and 10 here. They'll give this one off now here to Irwin. He's going to try to bounce it outside near side. He's going to cut up field here. He's going to get shoved out there by Jepson right at about the yard to gain there on that one. Looks like he is going to get it there. Should set up a first down here for the Falcons.
Good tackle by Jepson there at the edge. Falcons moving up a level, trying to block. Jepson fought through that, got him near the out-of-bounds line. As you mentioned, Ethan, 1st and 10.
So he stops the clock as well with 28 seconds left. Bulldogs have posted 26 unanswered points there. I was finally able to figure out the math there in my head. Struggle with that sometimes. So now aces out wide here for Yurkowski here in the gun. He's going to drop back, looking to throw, firing down the sideline, hooks up with Hamilton in stride, and he will get dragged out of bounds here at about the 10-yard line. So a big play through the air, 35 to be exact.
Bit of a height difference there between Cooper Hamilton. Keegan Smith pushed him out of bounds in the programs. Smith listed at 5'9". Hamilton's a solid 6'3", would be my guess. Listed at 6'2" in the program. Yurkowski found that, exploited it a little bit.
Stops the clock now at 22 seconds left. Falcons also do still have a timeout in their pocket here. They'll have 2 receivers off to the left. Jessen the lone receiver in to this near side. Kowski here puts Crone in motion here. And Crone going to look to throw to Jessen in the end zone. Touchdown, St. Albert.
I had heard through the grapevine that has something that they were looking at for a while. Crone, a former quarterback back in the day. Good pass, great catch by Jessen. Looks like the Falcons will kick the extra point. Here's Hamilton, Yurkowski on the hold. Patrick McGill on the snap.
So with 17 seconds left here, the Falcons able to find a little life here in this first half as Hamilton's kick is up, and that one is good as well. So make it 32-13 now here, Riverside. As we will take a quick break here, back after this here with the final 17 seconds of this first half here on the KMA video stream, KMAland.com.
Nutrien Ag Solutions takes the responsibility of growing seriously. As a leader in the ag sector, they provide their customers with complete agriculture solutions, including nutrients, crop protection products, seed, service, and digital tools for optimum customer success. Talk with Nutrien Ag Solutions in Westboro, Coyne, Percival, and Essex. Nutrien Ag Solutions, transforming agriculture and feeding the future.
Welcome back now here to the KMA video stream, KMAland.com. Here, well, Falcons are able to respond a little bit there. 5-play, 55-yard drive there. Capped off there is Ben Crone there, hooked up with Adrian Jessen there on the touchdown pass there from about 10 yards out.
Let's see if Hamilton pushes it through the end zone.
So now, Falcons Zero gets set to kick this one away here. Hamilton here now will boot this one away here, and this one, Jepson will let that one fall into the end zone here. So a 32-13 lead here for Riverside with 17 seconds left here. The offense will come out here. Bulldogs are able to post 26 unanswered points here near the end of this first half. For St. Albert answers with a 5-play scoring drive of their own with a little bit of trickery there to get the touchdown pass from Crone to Jessen there on that one.
Riverside with the one timeout left. Will be interesting to see what they do here. Do they take a knee? Do they just hand it off to Jackson Gordon and see what happens? Got a lot of options.
So you never know what can happen when you put the ball in the hands of Jackson Gordon here, and they will do that, and he's going to be wrapped up there. Avery Beck, one of the first Falcons, they're in on that stop there, as well as Luke Sundberg helps clean that one up, and I do believe that your 1 yard carry there will bring us to the end here of this first half. So it is a 32-13 lead here for Riverside up over St. Albert here as the teams hit the locker rooms here. We'll step aside here real quick. Have some halftime thoughts coming up after this here on the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com.
Northwest Missouri State University, you can follow your interests and discover new ones, no matter how different they may be. Explore over 200 programs and over 150 student organizations. At Northwest, you can be a scholar, an artist, an athlete, and a leader, all at the same time. Why be just one thing when you can be every you? Learn more at start.nwmissouri.edu.
No one succeeds alone. It takes support to get there, sacrifices made by others, wisdom learned and passed on. When your business is agriculture, you dedicate your life to supporting community, doing the hard work that helps all of us thrive. It's why at PCSB, we believe in supporting you. Your success makes our community succeed. PCSB, we believe in you. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. Member FDIC.
Welcome back now here into the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com. 32-13 the lead here for Riverside up over St. Albert here in this Class A non-district matchup here between these two teams here in week 6 of the high school football season. And really there, Chad, obviously it was that kind of the end of that first half. As you mentioned here right before the break, it was probably one of the more impressive 3 minutes there you'll see from a team there from Riverside as they posted 26 unanswered points there in that first half, and that has given them the cushion they've had so far. A lot of that coming, of course, behind the legs of Jackson Gordon.
What an impressive 3 minutes of game time. It really dragged things out a bit. That was about a 15, 20-minute cycle there, but I don't know that you could write it up much better than that if you're a Riverside Bulldog fan. And it was Jackson Gordon on the ground. It was also Shone Rock through the air. And Amdor, you can't forget the kick that Amdor just kind of dropped into a bucket, and Riverside was able to recover that. Huge, huge play. The Bulldogs are for real. The Bulldogs are definitely for real.
So they flexed their muscles a little bit there in that first half. Mentioning Gordon, he's got 22 carries, 178 yards, and 4 touchdowns for Riverside there in that first half. Of course, Peyton Amdor also adding a 17-yard touchdown run of his own as well. And then meanwhile for St. Albert here, Blake Irwin, I believe did eclipse that century mark as well there in that first half. A little over 100 yards for him there in that first half as well. And Kelly Yurkowski here has completed a few passes as well for nearly 60 yards as well there in that first half. So And it is a Riverside 32-13 lead here in this one. Of course, do want to remind you folks, of course, we're not the only game you guys can catch here on the KMA video stream here this evening. All these games, of course, available online, KMAland.com, on the KMA Sports YouTube page as well for most of them. We're here in Council Bluffs here for this Riverside St. Albert matchup. Also, of course, I have Trevor Mater and Keith Christensen over there at Tri-Center Trainer there for that matchup. Also, Dusty Scahill and James Hash there with Grandview Christian at Clarendon. And also down in Northwest Missouri, we got Seth Morey there for that Mound City East Atchison matchup. So plenty of action, of course, going on here for Week 6 of the high school football season. We're going to step aside here for the rest of halftime. We'll have the second half here of this Class A non-district matchup here between Riverside and St. Albert coming up here after this, KMAland.com.
Pharmacy is dedicated to providing you and your family quality medications, medical equipment, outstanding service, and individualized customer care. Rogers Pharmacy has a large selection of durable medical products, from walkers, hospital beds, electric scooters, crutches and braces, to lift chairs, diabetic supplies, and everything related to respiratory conditions. And they offer delivery of your medical equipment in a 50-mile radius of their Missouri locations, including service to parts of Iowa and Nebraska. Rogers Pharmacy, your full-service pharmacy in Tarkio, Maryville, Mound City, St. Joe, and Stanberry.
Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood offers more than just the biggest and best pre-owned selection in the area. They also offer a community connection. Whether it's a high school sporting, academic, or arts event, or a Southwest Iowa fundraising effort, you'll find Barrett Auto Center trying to help. So the next time you're in the market for a vehicle, or even in the market for a vehicle service, know that when you choose Barrett Auto Center, your money goes right back to the causes you care about. That's Barrett Auto Center, Glenwood, and barrettautocenter.com.
And welcome back now here into the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com. Ethan Hewitt and Chad Hannon here with you. Here it's a 32-13 lead here for Riverside over St. Albert here in this Class A non-district matchup here in Week 6 of the high school football season. And Chad, obviously it was kind of the latter parts of that second quarter there. Riverside 26 unanswered points there. They build that cushion, and also notably they'll of course receive the opening second half kickoff as well, so they'll look to try to keep the foot on the gas here, of course, there as we get set to start the second half.
A lot of things coming up Riverside here in the last 30 to 45 minutes or so. Just an absolutely impressive 3 minutes of game clock from the Bulldogs. Falcons did get a response offensively on a 10-yard pass from Ben Crone to Adrian Jessen. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments both coaches make. You know, if I'm Coach Frayne, I don't know that I adjust much. That worked really well. If anything, grind it out a little bit, try to get this clock rolling, if you will. Get out of here healthy. If you're Coach Woods, you may have to go to the air and kind of get away from that run a little bit.
I say Lake Irwin did eclipse the century mark, about 105 yards there for him there in that first half. The problem was, of course, the Falcons just couldn't touch the football late there in that second quarter. Jackson Gordon, we've called his name a lot tonight, 22 carries, 178 yards, and 4 touchdowns there for him there in that first half. An impressive 2 quarters there for him. Landon Schoenrock also 3 for 6, 79 yards. He's added 69 yards as well there on the ground there in that first half. And also there, of course, Peyton Anver had that 17-yard touchdown run there as well, kind of there of that part of that sequence there late there in that second quarter. And this is the teams that get set here to get the second half underway here. Of course, I do want to remind folks as well, you can tune in on both KMA 960 Shenandoah and KMA FM 99.1 Clarinda Shenandoah to listen to the Connection Show here throughout the next an hour and a half or so here before we move on then to the Keast Auto Center scoreboard show, taking you all the way up to midnight tonight, recapping all the games throughout Southwest Iowa, Northwest Missouri, Southeast Nebraska, talking with coaches, players, getting raps from all the reporters as well from throughout the region. All of that coming up later on tonight. You can find a lot of those scores also later on tonight at KMAland.com as well. Of course, not the only game also here on the KMA X stream here this evening. You can also tune in to a Tri-Center Trainer with Trevor Mader and Keith Christensen. Also a Grandview Christian at Clarinda, a close one there in that one right now. Dusty Scahill and James Hashler on the call of that one. And also Seth Morey is down in Northwest Missouri with Mound City at East Atchison. Teams are getting set now here to get this second half underway here between Riverside and St. Albert. Here the Bulldogs with a 32-13 lead will get set to receive the opening second half kickoff here as Cooper Hamilton will set up here to boot this one away here for the Falcons.
It'll be interesting to see what Riverside's defense, the Falcons now, look like they're going to quick kick. No, they're not. Okay, everybody was kind of bunched together there. That was a very tense 10 seconds or so.
Seen some big special teams plays here in this. They're in that first half. Instead here now Hamilton will get set most likely here to boot this one deep here, and he does. And that one will drift into the end zone. Here it's caught by Jepson, but it'll take it here for the touchback. So the Bulldogs here will come out here once again here starting from their own 20-yard line here. They also had a couple of really long drives, one of those touchdown drives that kind of started that quick 3 scores they had late there in that second quarter. Went 95 yards on 11 plays on that drive. So the Bulldogs have kind of shown it all a little bit offensively tonight, the ability to kind of chunk it their way down the field, and Jackson Gordon has also, of course, ripped off a couple of 20-plus yard runs tonight as well. They'll come out here, 2 receivers to this near side. Jepson in the slot here. They're going to give it to Gordon again, working right side. Has some blockers here. Shakes off 1 tackle from behind there. Is going to get out past the 30, about to the 31. A gain of 11 there to start this second half.
Big tackle by Jack Burt. One of the defensive tackles in the middle there. Got back down the field pretty quickly to save a touchdown, I would project. Jackson Gordon's looking nice and warm coming out of halftime.
I was going to say, picking up where he left off there on that carry. As you mentioned, there had a couple of blockers there right in front of him, as well as potential touchdown-saving tackle made there. They're going to give it to him again here near side. Again, has a lead blocker there trying to bounce on the edge. He's going to have the first down and a little bit more again there before he's pushed out by Kyle Irwin on the near side. He's going to get up here to about the 45, so give him 14 there on that one. First down. Fresh set of downs coming up.
And Gordon deserves all the praise, but the blocking downfield, not just the line, a wonderful block there by Jack Brannon, picking up the second layer. You know, we've been deservedly, Jackson Gordon has gotten a lot of the praise, but great blocking.
I say 7 yards shy of 200 yards here in this ball game. Now he's going to work on that right side and work his way up the 4 to about the midfield here. Do have a flag, though, on the play. Get the word here, and I do believe that is a hold there against Riverside, so push him back 10 here. And they'll mark this off. Spot foul here from about the 48-yard line here.
Probably be about
it's going to be
15 yards or so to the first down, perhaps.
Push him back to about the 38-yard line. So, yeah, about a first and along 16, almost 17 now here instead. They'll give it to Gordon again here right up the middle, and he is going to be wrapped up there by a flock of Falcons there on that one. We kind of wrapped him up from behind there, trying to get the number on that one. He made a nice tackle there to prevent a big gain. Sawyer Sheffield there coming in there on that stop. Senior D lineman there.
So a gain of 5 or so, probably. 3 to 5, somewhere
about 3-4 yards there on that one. 4 yards shy of that 200 mark now. And now Schoenrock going to keep it himself here. Cuts that one up field to get up to about the 45. So give him a gain of 4 here back to about the original line of scrimmage here. So it'll be 3rd and 10.
Tackle was made by a couple of Falcons, but it looked to me to be Andrew Tamayo in on the mix with Jack Burt and Luke Sundberg.
A couple of nice plays here by this Falcons front here. 3rd and 10 as we tick down to 10 minutes left here in this third quarter as Riverside gets the call in here from the sideline. Mention take a peek at those wristbands. They'll get set now here in the gun is Schoenrock. He's going to roll out to his right here looking to throw. Fires. Nearly has Jepson. Oh, it's intercepted. Big play there by Adrian.
To be on the left of Yurkowski on the near side.
Try and come back now.
All right, go ahead.
Welcome back now here on the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com. Ethan Hewitt, Chad Hannon here with you. Apologies there for the little technical difficulty there again. Here now St. Albert is working their way down the field here. They got the interception on the last Bulldogs drive. Now here, winding it up there is Yurkowski. They're kind of in between two guys there on that one, between Beck and Jessen there on this near side. Maybe a little miscommunication on the route there potentially. It's going to bring up 4th and 11 now here for St. Albert with 7 minutes left here in this third quarter. 32-13 lead here for the Bulldogs, and it looks like the punt team is going to come out here for St. Albert potentially here. We'll
shuffling some linemen out. That would definitely signal as, Cooper Hamilton takes the gloves off. He uncorked a 50-plus yarder earlier in the game. Doesn't have that much real estate to use this time around.
And he will thought about a fake potentially maybe there. He hesitated a little bit. Instead, it's a high sky punt here. It does take a Falcons bounce, and Irwin tried to save it there at the goal line, but it sneaks into the end zone here. So that'll bring it out to the 20 now here for Riverside as they'll look to try to shake off the interception on that last drive.
Bit of a no harm, no foul type situation. There was about 40 yards or so, 20, maybe not even 40, 20, 30 yards of field position that changed hands there. Falcons were not able to make the Bulldogs pay for the interception, so we'll see what the Bulldogs do. They were, as I mentioned earlier, Ethan, they were very content to run that play clock down. Once they got it running, the play clock was getting down to about 5-6 seconds on that drive. It makes a lot of sense to me.
Riverside will come out here, put Jepson in motion. They'll give it to Gordon right side. Here comes Gordon, has some room across the 40. Still on his feet here before he's finally brought down there by Irwin right at just shy of midfield all the way down to the 49. Another big gain of 29 on the ground. And give Jackson Gordon now 225 yards on the night on 26 carries. As you mentioned, though, he has had, there's been a lot of times where he's gotten, those first 3 or 4 yards without being touched. This Bulldogs offensive line, tight ends have gotten a really good push. We'll give it to Gordon again here. Pull a couple of linemen here near side. Gordon rumbling forward again. Looks like he's going to probably have enough for the first down here. They'll mark him just shy of the 40, so another gain here of about 11 here into opponent's territory.
Bulldogs pulled a couple of linemen over to the near side as Gordon ran very patiently behind them. Very, very impressive. That was Gavin Hackett and I believe Deegan Hansen. Could be wrong on that, but those two linemen got out and just did a wonderful job blocking.
I will put Jepson in motion again here into the backfield, and we'll get a flag here. It's going to be a false start there against Riverside, so push them back 5. It'll be 1st and 15 instead here with 6:03 to go here in this third quarter. This Class A non-district matchup here between these two. Both teams will get.
And I don't know what kind of defense would counter Jackson Gordon. I've been trying to think about that. I don't know that a 4-4 is the option, or maybe a 3-4. I don't know. He's getting to that second layer. I don't know what the right way to do this.
So Gordon here this time. Falcons get some good push up front there. Both Falcons there get in the backfield there on that one. Cohen Hamilton, Sundberg there on that stop. Now push them be a loss actually of about a yard or two there on that one. Don't see that too often with Gordon. They'll bring up second at about 17.
The clock ticks under the 6-minute remaining mark here in the third quarter. Again, Riverside wisely content just ticking that clock away. They've got a very comfortable lead. They're in control of this game so far.
Scoreless here in this second half so far as well here. And Schoenrock going to keep it himself here up the middle, knifing his way through the defense, lowered the shoulder a little bit there as well. There against Hamilton. He's going to get a nice carry there of about 11 yards here. He's going to set up third and about 5 now.
Colt Spencer cleaned up on that tackle, made a really hard hit. Schoenrock held on to the ball, did a really nice job there. Good read in that RPO. When the RPO was working well, that type of play is what opens up something for Jackson Gordon in a play or two. Just that dual threat nature.
Absolutely. So now they'll have single receivers out wide here for Schoenrock. in the gun. Has Gordon on his right hip once more. They'll give it to him again here. They'll pull those couple of linemen again here. Gordon is only going to get maybe a yard or two. He's going to be well shy of the yard to gain. It's going to bring up 4th and about 4.
Boy, and I tell you what, Jackson Gordon's playing both ways, playing on special teams, and he does not look slowed down at all here in this second half. The Falcon defense is definitely trying to get their hits in, and he's taking it.
Riverside going to keep the offense out here, 4th and 4 from about the 34-yard line. Little trickery here, trying to get a little sweep action there from Andor, and I don't think he got there. He did not. He's a couple of yards short.
Micah Hutchinson on the tackle there.
So another big stop there for this Falcons defense. Got the interception on the opening drive of the second half, and now they'll come up with a turnover on downs here. They brought down Andor a few yards shy of the yard to gain there. And they'll take over here at their own 32-yard line now.
We'll see what Coach Woods has got cooking here. Falcons still plenty of time left, just over 15 minutes remaining in this game, trailing by 19.
Come out here. Single receiver out wide. Rukoski will put Hamilton in motion to this near side. They'll give it off to Irwin up the middle here, and he is going to be wrapped up there as he falls forward for a nice gain there on that one. Gavin Hackett, one of the Bulldogs there in on that stop. It's going to be a gain of about 5, bring up 2nd and 5.
Yurkowski gets the play from Coach Woods, goes in. I think Falcons are still in that jumbo package with the extra lineman playing tight end. It'll be Cooper Hamilton closest to you and Adrian Jessen in motion.
Koski going to give it off once more here to Irwin. He has some room here. Here comes Irwin past the 50 before he's finally wrapped up there around the ankles. There by the Bulldogs there on that one. Court Reekin, the sophomore, there on the stop. It's not going to be before a really nice game there on the ground. There for St. Albert. 1st and 10 now in opponent's territory from the 48-yard line.
Good run by Irwin. Again, good tackles by Riverside. Had a couple of guys in there. Nice, hard, clean hit. Stood him up and cleaned it up.
St. Albert now trying to work their way down the field here. They're going to give this off now here to Jessen. He's looking for that left side. Flags flying from everywhere. It's likely must have lost about a yard there on that one. Riverside read it well. I have a feeling, though, this is probably going to be pushed back a little further. It is a hold called against St. Albert, so push him back 10.
Coach Frank definitely picked up on some cues, I would guess, with that kind of motion and that kind of personnel package. The Bulldogs had that thing sniffed out from the jump. The hold's going to push him back a long ways. I'm not sure Jessen got the line to gain the line of scrimmage anyways. We'll make it 1st and 20.
I'll say back in their own territory now here at about the 42-yard line now. 37 the yard again on the other side of the 50. Yurkowski going to drop back, looking to throw, has time, looking for Jessen, who has a step, hauls it in at the 20, all the way down to about the 16 here before he's wrapped up there by Cole Jepson.
Good toss by the sophomore, good catch by the junior. Jepson right there, step for step. Good tackle to save the touchdown.
I see we're having some discussions by the officials here at midfield, and I think this is going to come back.
Ooh.
I think that might have been legal formation. I think it might have been there for St. Albert.
That is a killer for the Falcons.
That's going to push him back instead of a legal shift is what they'll call it officially there on that one. So instead of a big, almost 50-yard gain through the air, you're going to push him back now. Instead of 1st and 20, it's going to be first in a country mile now here for St. Albert.
They're halfway to Shenandoah at this juncture.
I'll mark it off here Back to about I'm going to say they're having discussions again here. I think potentially maybe where they mark this off here. Because it was 1st and 20.
I am just...
I was going to say, I think they shifted the first down marks.
Yep.
Because the first down was back at about the 37. I say we'll get the chain gang back in order here.
Good job by this officiating crew spotting that out. Prior to the game, Jim Fisick, longtime football referee, was honored by the Iowa High School Athletic Association for 50 years of service. It was a nice ceremony. Jim's on the near side, on the Falcon sideline as the official down there.
So 1st and 25 now that we've got the sideline sorted out here. Yurkowski going to drop back, looking to throw again here. Fires over the middle, and he was looking there for Ben Crone there on that one. Just a little out in front of him there on that one, so it'll bring up 2nd and 25.
Good play call. It was there. It was there. Crone's got some quickness to his game. Falcons will stay a bit in their spread package here, so they're kind of going the flip of what they had been doing with the extra linemen.
Now, let's play this drive here, Yurkowski. He's going to drop back looking deep down the sideline, looking for Crone again there on that one, just out of reach. Good defense there as well there. I believe that was...
Was that Jepson?
Jepson on this near side. I'm trying to get the number on that one. I think that might have
9.
Might have been Court Rican there, the sophomore there on that far side, using that sideline as that extra defender over there.
Really good coverage. Really good coverage. That would have had to have been an absolutely perfect play all around for it to work out.
Instead, now, we 3rd and about 25 now here for St. Albert. They'll have 4 receivers out wide. Koski has some time, fires near side, looking for Jessen again, hauls it in stride inside the 30, up to the 25. Another big gain through the air. No flags this time on the big hookup there between Yurkowski and Jessen. We'll get him here just shy of the red zone here. Actually, they're going to mark him here at about the 21-yard line there, so a really nice gain there of about, say 41 yards or so there through the air on that one between Yurkowski and Jessen.
Clock's running now. Again, located here on the campus of Iowa Western for the first time for the St. Albert Falcons, their first season. Beautiful complex, the John and Harriet Wiebe Sports Complex. Very fortunate to have such a nice facility to play in.
Clock ticks under 2 to play. Now here's Yurkowski getting away from some pressure. Now wide open is Hamilton, and he will trot into the end zone for the Falcons touchdown.
Really nice play by Cale Yurkowski. Avoided a sack. Hamilton saw what was going on, broke down the sideline. The Falcons are clawing their way back in this. They're going to need some more defensive stops to get there, but snugging things up just a little bit. 32-19, PAT pending.
21-yard touchdown pass there from Yurkowski to Hamilton there. Trying to make it a 12-point ball game here with the PAT. This kick from Hamilton is up, and that one kind of came out like we saw in that first one, kind of came out like a knuckleball a little bit there and drifts outside of the uprights there. So we stay at 32-19 here, Riverside up over St. Albert. 1:45 to go here in the third. Back after this here on the KMA video stream, KMAland.com.
Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood offers more than just the biggest and best pre-owned selection in the area. They also offer a community connection. Whether it's a high school sporting, academic, or arts event, or a Southwest Iowa fundraising effort, you'll find Barrett Auto Center trying to help. So the next time you're in the market for a vehicle, or even in the market for a vehicle service, know that when you choose Barrett Auto Center, your money goes right back to the causes you care about. That's Barrett Auto Center, Glenwood, and barrettautocenter.com.
Welcome back now here into Council Bluffs, Iowa, here on the KMA video stream, KMAland.com. 32-19 the lead here for Riverside over St. Albert here as we get set for the ensuing kickoff from that Falcons scoring drive. 6 plays, 68 yards there on that one, capped off by that 21-yard touchdown pass from Yurkowski to Hamilton.
We saw a little trickery on the last kickoff for the Falcons. We'll see if this is just a no horseplay type situation or what they're going to do.
Say kind of, of course, what we saw from Riverside a little earlier, too, where they kind of start huddled up there and eventually spread them out here, and Hamilton now will get set here. Likely boot this one deep here.
Wind at the back of Hamilton.
And the kick, this one, they're going to kind of try and squib this one. Just got a little too much leg on it there. It'll go out of bounds. And so Riverside here will have some decent starting field position here for this next drive. And
you don't mind taking a shot like that in a situation similar to this. However, Hamilton has been very effective, especially with the wind at his back here in this third quarter of booting that through the back of the end zone. It'll be a difference of, I believe, 15 yards of field position as the officials are standing at the 35. I don't know if they bring it to the 40 or not. It did go out at the 35. I'm not an officiating expert.
See, normally you'll bring it out to the 35 here on those kicks that go out of bounds here. And they'll kind of just, and they'll eventually spot it down here at about the 43-yard line here.
That is a very interesting spot.
So now, the 1st and 10 here for the Bulldogs from their own 43-yard line here. And the hard count there is going to get St. Albert's defense to jump there.
Falcons with a 5-man front there, as they have been most of this evening. That'll shorten things up for Riverside, make it 1st and 5 from the 48-yard line. Beautiful evening here, just 76 degrees.
I'd say nice little breeze coming in as well now here as well as Schoenrack tries to get that hard count again here this time. St. Albert's defensive line here stands. They'll give it to Gordon again. He is going to run into a green and yellow wall there. He's going to get maybe a yard. He'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Look like Luke Sundberg and Cohen Hamilton on the tackle. The gain of a yard, I think, probably is fair.
Let's say they'll give him a yard up to the 49 now, just shy of midfield here. Bulldogs have yet to find pay dirt here in the second half with a minute 15 to go here in the third. Now here's Schoenrock. We'll give it off to Gordon again here. Going to pull a couple linemen. Gordon has the edge, has the first down, a couple extra yards there. Give him a gain of 6 here. He's up to, I'll give him 5 actually. There will be out about the 46-yard line in opponent's territory.
Good run by Gordon. Again, it's so repetitive, but it's what's happening. He's so patient with the ball in his hands. Just kind of waits for his blockers to set things up in front of him to get the Falcon defense sideways. They lose all their leverage, and that's a first down for the Bulldogs.
So now on 1st and 10, they'll give it to Gordon again, and he keeps those legs churning here, pushes the pile forward, but it looked like it was probably going to be no gain. He'll get a couple of yards out of it here. Give him 3. It'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Cohen Hamilton, Jack Burt, Andrew Tamayo perhaps on the tackle there. It was a scrum.
Now from the 43-yard line here, it'll be 2nd and 7 here for the Bulldogs. They have 2 receivers off to that far side. Jepson there in the slot. A little hard count again there. The Falcons moved a little bit, but they stood on their side of the ball. They'll give it off to Gordon near side. Gordon lunges forward here. He's going to have a nice gain there right at about the yard to gain here. Maybe a yard and a half shy here. It'll be 3rd and a long 2. Call it 3rd and 1.
What's so impressive about Schoenrock there, that snap was a little bit low. No panic at all. Just went down, got it, and got it into the hands of Gordon. Just such a calm presence from Schoenrock. Super impressive.
And that'll bring us here to the end of this third quarter here. So The frame to go here, 32-19, the lead here for Riverside over St. Albert. The Falcons trying to find a little momentum here in this second half, but Jackson Gordon for Riverside starting to churn it out a little bit here. We'll step aside back after this here on the KMA video stream, KMAland.com.
Health of our community begins with you. Your journey to a degree in healthcare starts at Iowa Western Community College. Take the pulse of high-demand healthcare careers in our state-of-the-art simulation center. A degree as a certified nursing assistant makes the rounds at our Iowa Western locations. In the waiting room in Council Bluffs, Clarinda, and Harlan is a practical nursing degree. Scholarships and tuition assistance are available. Good health in Southwest Iowa begins with you. Start your career in healthcare at Iowa Western Community College. Register at iwcc.edu.
Ready to grow your future with a bank that truly cares? Welcome to Malvern Bank, where we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your partners in success. At Malvern Bank, we specialize in ag loans that help our local farmers thrive. Whether you're planting seeds for the future or expanding your current operations, we've got the financing solutions to help your farm flourish. So why wait?
Welcome back now here to the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com. Here as we get set for the final quarter here. And we'll have a flag on the play. I think we're going to get an offsides again here against St. Albert. That hard count here, these last few tries here from Stone Rock has got that Falcons front jumping a little bit here, a little antsy here to try to get in the backfield here from this Falcons D-line. So we'll set up another first down here. Is going to be 3rd and 1, and the penalty gives them the fresh set of downs. And they'll give it off here to Amdor, that kind of same play. That was a touchdown a couple drives ago, and now Amdor going to go all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Riverside, as Amdor takes it in from 32 yards out.
Just a well-designed play, great execution. When you've got such heavy pursuit over every move that Gordon makes, that inside handoff, it's 2 for 2 now. That's very impressive, and I would imagine anybody that will see the Riverside Bulldogs down the line is bookmarking that play to try to figure out how they're going to slow that down.
Say they give it off to Gordon, working left, and then Andor just kind of slips in right in front of him. That handoff gets going against the flow of that defense, and Andor now they'll get set for 2 here, trying to make it 40-19, and they do. As Schoenrock finds Andor on the 2-point try to make it 40-19 St. Riverside here over St. Albert here with 11:53 to go here in the 4th. Back after this at the KMA video stream, KMAland.com.
Nutrient Ag Solutions takes the responsibility of growing seriously. As a leader in the ag sector, they provide their customers with complete agriculture solutions, including nutrients, crop protection products, seed, service, and digital tools for optimum customer success. Talk with Nutrient Ag Solutions in Westboro, Coyne, Percival, and Essex. Nutrient Ag Solutions, transforming agriculture and feeding the future.
Northwest Missouri State University, you can follow your interests and discover new ones, no matter how different they may be. Explore over 200 programs and over 150 student organizations. At Northwest, you can be a scholar, an artist, an athlete, and a leader, all at the same time. Why be just one thing when you can be every you? Learn more at start.nwmissouri.edu.
Welcome back now here to the KMA video stream, KMAland.com. Here as Riverside gets set here for the kickoff after the 5-play, 57-yard drive for them that ends with the 32-yard Peyton Amdor touchdown run here. And now Amdor will get set here to kick this one away.
This should be an adventure.
So they got the 2-point try as well here as Amdor now will squib this one off to the left here, and Hamilton, they're able to snag it and just takes it to the turf there, just inside the 40, about the 39 now. Here's where this Falcons offense will come out here.
Just inside the 4th quarter, Riverside's got a sizable lead here. 21 with the 2-point conversion. Let's see how Coach Woods and the Falcons will respond and what Coach Frain's got dialed up defensively.
Of course, that was also the first touchdown for Riverside here in this second half. So they're trying to take the wind out of the sails a little bit. That St. Albert maybe was starting to feel a little bit there in that third quarter.
We'll see what they do with Jessen, too. He's had a few big plays against him. Looks like they're going to jam him at the line. If he's able to get out of that, though, watch out.
Yurkowski going to roll off to this near side. He's going to fire this one. Hooks up with Avery Beck as the first down as he falls forward here to about the 34-yard line. Here's where they'll mark him down. So a nice pickup of 13 there on the play.
Nice pass to Beck. Good recovery by Jepson.
So now fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 here into opponent's territory from the 46. Yurkowski going to roll off to the right side now, firing deep. This has Beck again here, just shy of the 30 to about the 31. So a little gain there of about 15 through the air that time. Do have a flag, though, here in the offensive backfield. We'll see. Again, it looks like this one might be coming back here. Kind of in the area of holding, and it is a hold there against the Falcons. So erase a nice 15-yard gain and push them back 10.
They've had that happen a few times on them tonight where they get a nice big chunk of yards, and it's called back from a penalty. Perhaps the yardage was a result of the penalty. You never know.
I'll put them back here to about back into their own territory here at about the 44-yard line. It'll be 1st and about 20 here for the Falcons. Still early here in this fourth quarter.
That was 2 passes to Beck, back to back, as they wait for the clock to start here. There it goes.
Koski here in the gun has a couple receivers. Bunch to this near side. He's going to look near side as Hamilton, who tried to jump up to make the catch there before, he's tattooed there by Gordon. And Hamilton a little try to shake that one off there. A big hit delivered there by Gordon brings up 2nd and 20.
Falcons will change up personnel a little bit here.
.16 still to go here in this ball game, at a 21-point deficit here for the Falcons. They look to respond from the previous Bulldog scoring drive. Yurkowski here in the gun, single receivers out wide. He's going to look near side, looking for Hamilton again up the sideline. Hamilton had a hand on it, but just couldn't quite hold on to it there.
Good coverage by Keegan Smith.
That'll bring up 3rd and about 20 now here. Actually, I think we get it set here, 3rd and 20 now.
11 to go in the 4th.
Going to head to next week. Teams getting back into some district play. Riverside will move on to Central Decatur. Well, for St. Albert, they'll get back on the road, taking on Akron Westfield. And now we'll have whistles here at the snap.
Timeout, St. Albert.
Timeout taken here by the Falcons. Take a quick timeout with them as well here. We'll step aside back after this here on the KMA video stream, KMAland.com.
No one succeeds alone. It takes support to get there, sacrifices made by others, wisdom learned and passed on. When your business is agriculture, you dedicate your life to supporting community, doing the hard work that helps all of us thrive. It's why at PCSB, we believe in supporting you. Your success makes our community succeed. PCSB, we believe in you. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. Member FDIC.
Woodbine 170 to 6.
Welcome back here to the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com. 40-19 lead here for Riverside over St. Albert here. Ethan Hewitt, Chad Hannon here with you here as we got the final 11 minutes, 11 seconds coming up here of this Class A non-district matchup here between Riverside and St. Albert. The Falcons with it here, down 21. Got a long 3rd and 20 upcoming out of the timeout. Kowski has some time, winds up, looking for Jessen over the middle. And St. Albert fans want a little pass interference. Gordon kind of woed up a little bit there in coverage. And the Falcons fans don't get the penalty there on that one.
I see it both ways.
Yes, that was borderline there.
I see
Gordon
it both
there,
ways.
but
I mean, maybe he was making the ball. Honestly, it's a little bit underthrown. You could have argued he was making a play on the ball.
Mhm.
I think you could also argue he slowed down intentionally to impede the receiver, which I believe is the definition of pass interference. I don't know. It could be either way. Regardless, Hamilton will go back to punt.
Say 4th and 20 here. High snap, Hamilton gets it in, gets this one away. Nice high kick here. Bounced at about the 15, takes a nice St. Albert bounce. Hamilton, nonetheless, has made a couple of nice catches tonight. He's also had a couple of nice punts as well as he pins them inside the 10 there on that one.
It'll be about a 48-yard punt, so not quite to 50. He did uncork a 50-yarder in the first half, but again, a nice punt. Riverside, 92 yards to go, 10:52 remaining in the game, and a nice, comfortable 21-point lead.
I have a feeling we're going to continue to get a nice, healthy dose here of Jackson Gordon here as Riverside tries to put this game on ice here in the final quarter. They're going to do that with Jackson Gordon here up the left side. Gets through a couple of tackles, falls forward here just shy of the 20 to about the 17-yard line, which might be enough for the first here. I'm going to mark him, I think, maybe a yard shy, so it'll bring up second. And no, it is enough for the first. Give him a 10-yard carry there on that one.
What's he, around 240?
I say 260 is at least what my chicken stretch has got him up here for.
Four touchdowns as well, correct?
Indeed, yes. He's quite the night. He's had really nice blocking up front as well from his Riverside front. And they'll give it to him again here, working on that left side. As he tries to turn up field, he'll run into the sideline there. It'll be in there of about maybe 3 or so. Going to bring up 2nd and 7.
I would imagine Coach Frayne saying, hey, just go down inbounds, let's keep that clock rolling.
With them going out of bounds, there does stop it with 10:32 to go here in this final quarter. 35 carries, 263 yards, 4 touchdowns for Gordon so far on the night. Now he's going to work towards this near side and had a couple of blockers there, but he's going to get wrapped up there from behind there on that one by the Falcons there on that one. Avery Beck there on that stop. So it'll make it 3rd and about 3 there after a gain of about 4.
See what the Falcon defense has dialed up here. It could be Amdor. Could be Jackson Gordon again, or we could see.
So we've seen Schoenrock keep it himself a few times as well. And it is going to be a Schoenrock pitch now here to Jepson. And Jepson is going to have the edge, showing off the speed there before he's wrapped up out of bounds. On that one by Cohen Hamilton.
I'm not kidding you, Ethan. Every time I try to predict what's going to happen, it's something new every time. Nice play call there with the option to the receiver. Obviously, Jepson's got speed. We've seen that throughout all of the endeavors that he participates in, whether it be basketball, track, or obviously football. Just really nice run after the play.
A really nice pickup there. Gets him out to about the 36-yard line now here with a fresh set of downs. And Riverside, of course, run that play clock down as much as they can here, down to 9 seconds here. Schoenrock from the gun here. They have that kind of same play. Here comes Amdor again, near side, bouncing it outside. Amdor trying to put on the afterburners a little bit. He'll get wrapped up eventually, though, there by Jessner. He's going to get all the way down to about the 32-yard line, though. So another really big play. Again, we've seen that he's turned that play into a couple of touchdowns tonight. This time instead, from opponent's territory, he takes it all the way up here to the 32-yard line.
What a brilliant, honestly, a brilliant decision, though, by Amdor. He knew he had gone as far as he could go. Went down inbounds. Clock just keeps rolling as they reset the... they're having some chain issues over here. Play clock goes under 10 again. Riverside's got it figured out here.
4 carries, 75 yards now for Amdor, and they'll give it to Gordon. He's going to try to jump it back inside, cuts up field, and he'll get loaded up there at about the 28-yard line. Give him a gain there of about 3, almost 4.
At some point, do you think Coach Rain says, all right, enough miles on Gordon, and just says, we're going to save him for next week? And, he's got 2 games in the district left. Both are going to be very important. I think you mentioned an ACGC game. Is that the –
So that'll be their regular season finale coming up here in a couple of weeks.
That is going to be one to keep an eye on.
So I would imagine if you find pay dirt here, you might see some new faces coming in here for Riverside and Gordon. Takes a bit of a shot there from Andrew Beckman, but eventually falls forward there for another little gain there of about 4.
Third and a long 3, I think is probably safe to say. So we tick under the 8-minute mark left in this game.
As again, Riverside here going to take their time here, milk as much clock as they can here on this drive. Sitting here with a 21-point lead at the moment.
Plenty of play clock remaining, just 12 seconds left on the play clock there.
Schoenrock now with 5 seconds will take the snap. We'll give it off here to Jepson, who's trying to navigate his way here through the defense, and he'll be wrapped up here after a gain of maybe about a yard or so. Gets to about the 24. He is short of the line of gain, though. It's going to be 4th and 1 upcoming now here for the Bulldogs.
Tackled by a host of Falcons. Again, heads up play by these Bulldogs. They know, maybe you could bounce that to the outside, but instead just live to fight another down, keep the clock ticking with this comfortable lead. This cold front starts to blow through.
Come to the line here with 10 seconds on the play clock here, and Schoenrock will take another little peek over to the sideline now. 4 takes the snap, a little high, but there you gain it in. Here's Gordon now trying to cut up field on the left side. He's going to have the first down here.
Looks like he got it by about
So he's got a yard or 2 to spare. His helmet does come off, so he will have to come off the field at least for a play.
We can say we saw it for one play. Just an impressive, very impressive performance by the senior, as advertised, as you've read on KMA and on Twitter or X or whatever you're calling it these days. He is as advertised. This was a delight to see.
39 carries, 277 yards for the senior here tonight. Schoenrock now will take the snap here. They'll hand this one off up the middle here, and spinning off a tackle there on that one, Keegan Smith, senior running back for Riverside. Comes in for the first time tonight. He'll get a carry of about almost 5 on that. We'll give him 4, brings up second at about 6.
Gordon will stay on the sideline. Maybe Coach Rain's listening.
Let's say maybe give his senior running back a little rest here late in this ball game. Only got 5:30 to play now here in this fourth quarter. Still with a 21-point lead here for Riverside as they try to put this game away. We'll put Jepson in motion, and we'll get some movement here before the snap. Will be a false start there against Riverside. So push him back 5, back to the original line of scrimmage here, second at about 10 upcoming.
I think it was a pretty minute jump, if you will. I think just first step forward instead of sideways or backwards can happen. Sometimes happens when you're getting the ball and hold the phone. Jackson Gordon's back in the game.
I say Gordon
See
will
if he can get touchdown 5 up here.
come back in here. He'll line up here out wide here in the slot here. They'll put him in motion out here into the backfield. They'll give it off to him, and Gordon, working his way forward, sheds a couple tackles, stays on his feet inside the 10 to the 5, and into the end zone goes Jackson Gordon. You called it there, Chad. Touchdown number 5 here for Jackson Gordon from 20 yards out.
Oof. Does that put him over 3?
By my calculations, here 40 carries is still a few yards shy, 297 yards on the night here for Jackson Gordon. 5 touchdowns as well. He has put on a clinic as well as this offensive line for Riverside.
Those 3 might come on this play right here.
2-point try upcoming here for Riverside. Schoenrock here in the gun. And they will pitch this one out here to Amdor. It's a race for the corner of the end zone there. And Amdor does lower the shoulder and gets in. So it's a 48-19 lead now here for Riverside with 4:52 to go here in the ball game. We'll step aside quick back after this here on the KMA video stream, KMAland.com.
Pharmacy is dedicated to providing you and your family quality medications, medical equipment, outstanding service, and individualized customer care. Rogers Pharmacy has a large selection of durable medical products, from walkers, hospital beds, electric scooters, crutches and braces, to lift chairs, diabetic supplies, and everything related to respiratory conditions. And they offer delivery of your medical equipment in a 50-mile radius of their Missouri locations, including service to parts of Iowa and Nebraska. Rogers Pharmacy, your full-service pharmacy in Tarkio, Maryville, Mound City, St. Joe, and Stanberry.
This is Sid with Schaff Ag near Trainer. I'm learning all of the ins and outs of agronomy with my dad, Shane. I've learned that Pioneer seed is second to none and that they back that up with proven products and yields. I've also learned that if our customers have a question or a concern, we'll work until we figure out the answer or solution. I'm learning all of this because at Schaff Ag, we've made a commitment, and that commitment is our family helping yours. Call Shane at 712-520-1333.
Welcome back now here to the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com as we get set for the soon kickoff from the scoring drive for Riverside. 48-19 lead here for the Bulldogs after touchdown number 5 from Jackson Gordon, just shy of 300 rushing yards for the senior here tonight. Peyton Amdor now will get set here. Another little pooch kick here to about the 40. This one caught by Crone. Oh, he slips past this. The Bulldogs coverage team, and he cuts it back inside. Ben Crone is going to take it all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, St. Albert there on about a 55-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
Falcon fans have been wondering what the ball looks like in Ben Crone's hands. He's known to be a playmaker in soccer and basketball. He showed everybody right there what he can do with the ball in his hands. You know, and I'd wonder if Coach Rain winded his back. You don't just punch that through the back of the end zone or give it your best shot, but I guess when you got a bit, you stick with it.
So now Hamilton will get set here for the PAT here to try to make it a 22-point game. And we'll have a quick stoppage here.
They've had some inconsistencies on these PATs. Whatever is leading that, I'm not entirely certain, but we're going to pause for the officials to get into place here.
It's Hamilton. Hold is down, kick is up, and that one sails through the uprights, so make it 48-26 Riverside here with 4:50 to play here in this Class A non-district matchup here between these two 4-1 squads here tonight in Week 6 of the high school football season here. We'll take a quick break back in 30 seconds here on the KMA video stream.
Hello, I'm Amanda Mather, Director of the SNC Community Pharmacy. We want to make it easy for you to get your essential medications. In one visit, our patients can see their provider, have prescription medications in hand, and speak with a pharmacist all before walking out the door. From the comfort of your own home with our free delivery services to your vehicle with curbside pickup, we can help. To learn more about our hours or other services, simply visit www.smchospital.com or call us at 712-246-7100.
Welcome back now here on the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com. 48-26 the lead here for Riverside over St. Albert here.
Bulldogs are setting up for the onside kick.
I'm going to say still got some time here at 4:50 to go here. We've seen crazier things happen in high school football, so Bulldogs will get the hands team out there to try and, as we expect, likely an onside kick attempt here from the Falcons.
It'll be Cooper Hamilton with the kickoff, probably.
And they're going to huddle up here behind the ball and then spread out here. So St. Albert will do the same as well here. Still kind of crowding around their midfield. Got plenty of extra hands out there to try to retrieve this onside kick here. And it goes into the hands of Schoenrock, who takes a lick there from Beck but holds on to it for the recovery there for the Bulldogs. They'll start at their own 48.
You got to wonder with 4:50 to go, Falcons do have 2 timeouts, but you can't get those 22 points back all in one shot. You wonder if they don't just start trying to bleed this thing out as fast as they can, as healthy as they can be.
So they'll have good starting field position here, and Sean Rock will trot out here. He's had a decent night as well. 7 carries, 84 yards on the ground for him. And they're going to give it off to Sean Rock again here, trying to find some room on that left side. Kind of following blockers here, but the Falcons have that one covered up nicely there. It's going to be actually maybe a loss of a yard. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage there. Going to bring up second at about 10.
Colt Spencer and Kyle Irwin on the tackle. Seeing some gimpy players now all of a sudden. A little bit of probably some soft tissue type stuff.
I say it's been a pretty long night for these two squads. We're a little over 2.5 hours now into this one here. And now we're going to have a stoppage here, a timeout taken here by Riverside, their first. So 48-26 the lead here, just over 4 minutes to go here in this ball game here. Both teams sitting with 2 timeouts left now here. This Class A non-district matchup here between these two teams. Both teams came into this one on 4-game win streaks. District play as well in those matchups, and both teams will also get back to some district action next week. Riverside will take on Central Decatur. And meanwhile, St. Albert will head back on the road, taking on Akron Westfield in next week's matchup before they face off with Woodbury Central in their regular season finale. And meanwhile, Riverside will square off against ACGC in a couple of weeks as well. Likely going to be contending for a district title there in that matchup.
You guys going to have that on KMA?
I believe we're going to potentially be there for that
would
one.
Be
so
that is a must-watch game. Be keeping an eye on that one if you do.
So now, and they're going to give this one off to Amdor again, off the pitch from Gordon. Amdor showing off the speed up the far sideline, and he'll stumble back in bounds here. He's going to be spotted down at about the 28-yard line there. So a nice gain there, about 25.
That is just a play that works. That is, I don't know that they've run that play for anything less than 17 yards, which I believe was for a touchdown.
I would say they had the 17-yard touchdown. They had a couple of carries for 32 yards, and then that one for 25. And Amdor on 5 carries is up to 100 yards rushing. So this Riverside offense has churned out a lot on the ground so far tonight. So now this time they'll give it to Gordon. He sprints forward here, dragging some Falcons defenders here before he's finally wrapped up there. Brody Pellet there kind of leading the charge. Wrapping him up there after a gain of about 5, able to bring up 2nd and 5.
Dip under the 3-minute mark here.
I do believe with that carry, Gordon does eclipse the 300-yard mark on the night.
So 5 touchdowns, 300-plus yards, probably 42 carries?
I say 42 carries, 100 yards from Peyton Amdor, 84 yards from Michonne Rock as well. It's been a rushing attack clinic, now kind of a unique formation here. Michonne Rock going to keep it himself up the middle here, and he'll fall forward there for a gain of about 3.
That was a really interesting formation. There was about 5 yards open in the middle of it. 3rd and 3-ish.
The 21-yard line there after a gain of a couple. From Michonne Rock on the ground here is Riverside again taking their time here, letting that play clock work down. Looking to put this game away. Now a hard count again is going to get some movement here from St. Albert up front.
That'll do it. As if it was not put away yet.
I'd say that first down there should just about seal this one. We'll spot it at the 16-yard line here. It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Bulldogs as we get the clock rolling again here. Took under 2 minutes left. Got about 20 seconds left on the play clock here. As the Bulldogs here will just kind of take their time here, get back to the line, work the play clock down as far as they can. And Schoenrock here. We'll give this one off to Gordon one more time here, and Gordon stays on his feet, and he's wrapped up here at about the 7-yard line or so.
2nd and 3-ish.
I'd say a nice pickup there.
2nd and 2.
I'd say 2nd and about 2 upcoming there.
They're going to take Gordon out. He's a little gimpy as he goes to the sideline, as you would expect after such a long evening.
I'd say 43 carries as well for him on the night. Maybe just now showing he's
maybe just a little
not
tired.
Not made of stone there in the backfield. So with a minute left to go here, it is 2nd and about 2 now here. They'll run it up the middle here and turning his legs and going into the end zone. The backup running back, Keegan Smith, finds pay dirt here for Riverside. From 4 yards out, extends the lead 54-26 here for the Bulldogs.
A nice assist from Amdor, as you mentioned.
And now Amdor here will get set here for the PAT. And his kick is up, and that one is good. So 55-26 the score here for Riverside with just 54 seconds left here in this one. We'll step aside quick. Back after this here on the KMA video stream, KMAland.com.
Our name says it all. We're Total Farm Solutions. This is Eric with TFS, and when it comes to your operation, we want to be your total partner in and out of the field. We're your Pioneer seed dealer, along with bulk options and seed treatments. And we study genetics, offering scouting and agronomic solutions. Taking care of our customer is part of our total service. We're Total Farm Solutions. Give us a call or find our office just outside of Carson.
Welcome back here to the KMA video stream here at KMAland.com. It's been a rushing clinic here for Riverside here in this one. All their touchdowns coming on the ground tonight. 5 from Jackson Gordon, 2 from Peyton Namdar. We just got 1 as well there from Keegan Smith, who comes in there.
Just a well-rounded rushing machine, I think, is about all you can say at this point in time.
Yeah, over 450 yards, well over 450 rushing yards on the night here for the Bulldogs. As they'll get set here for the ensuing kickoff with just 54 seconds left here in this one.
Looks like they're going to spread out a bit. We'll see how far back Amdor tries to place this.
And he'll send this one deep here. Will be fielded here by Justin here at about the 8-yard line here. We'll look out towards this near side. Justin finding the edge here, cuts up field past the 30. Is still on his feet past the 40. Wiggling his way through here, gets past midfield to about the 49-yard line in opponent's territory there. So a nice return there of about 43 yards or so.
Had a nice wall of Falcons blocking for him. 43 seconds to go. As you mentioned, Falcons will be on the road at Akron Westfield. Nice long trip to the north of Sioux City. I believe they dropped their game against Woodbury Central this evening. It was close at halftime, and Woodbury pulled away. You said Central Decatur for Riverside, is that correct?
Yeah, they'll go on to, well, I believe they'll head back home to Central Decatur next week for their homecoming matchup. Now here's Yurkowski here, winding up, looking for Hamilton deep, and it's intercepted there by Keegan Smith. So after getting the rushing touchdown on the last drive, he'll come up with the interception, and we'll likely see a knee coming up here from Riverside.
Good read on the ball by Smith. This touch underthrown there, but good play on the ball. Something that I feel is a little bit of a lost art these days. He played the ball, he didn't play the man. And, props to him. This team, I believe, came into tonight with 9 interceptions on this season. And that's very impressive. Add another one to the pile.
I say 5 of those had come from Jepson coming into tonight, but it's been Schoenrock, who came up with one, and Smith there with one as well, as Schoenrock now will take a knee here. I think they're going to have to run maybe one more. No, they should be good here as they'll start to head to their respective sidelines here. Well, it's a bit of a statement win here for Riverside. They flex their muscles here in a 55-26 win here over St. Albert here on the road here tonight. They will move to 5-1 on the season, and meanwhile, St. Albert here will fall to 4-2 on the year, looking to bounce back against Akron Westfield next week. But Chad, obviously, this rushing attack of Riverside, every piece of it. Yeah, obviously, Jackson Gordon was kind of the bell cow tonight, over 300 yards. But really, whatever kind of Riverside was thrown out there tonight, it was working for them offensively.
It was absolutely working, and I think they answered a few questions that I had. Was it just Jackson Gordon, or do they have other options? And boy, do they have some options. That was a very impressive rushing display, as you mentioned, Ethan. Over 450 yards on the ground. That will win you a lot of football games.
Well, absolutely. It's 310 yards for Jackson Gordon, 100 yards as well for Peyton Amdor. Landon Schoenrock also added 86 yards of his own there in that one. And so with that, 55-26, your final score here in this one. Riverside moves on to Central Decatur next week, and meanwhile, St. Albert, as we mentioned, taking on Akron Westfield. So that'll do it here for us from the Council Bluffs here tonight as a 55-26 win here for Riverside over St. Albert. We'll have more on this game and plenty more coming up later on tonight at KMAland.com. So for Chad Hannon and all of us here at KMA Sports, this is Ethan Hewitt signing off.